Namai Hadamai, hello and welcome for the first time this season to New Plymouth, the TSB Stadium. The Airs and the Whai about to battle it out in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Great to have you with us. Good early crowd coming in, of course. Sal's NBL coming up a little bit later this afternoon. Justin Nelson with you, four-time Sal's NBL champ. Casey Frank right alongside me. And here we go again, rapid fire, 4x4 minute game. Let's have a look at the ladder in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. And how about those Giants?
Playing very well. We're struggling on the Sal's NBL side of things until they picked up their first victory last night. None of those troubles in the Rapid League version of the game. They have been fantastic, followed closely by the Auckland Tuatara.
Yeah, they played against each other last night. The Giants getting up there. The young guns looking very, very good. Airs, mid-table, so too the Whai. 1-1 split for them so far. Whai starters, they're in town, travelling over from Taronga. They will be in the pink. Thompson, Greensill, Lewis, Anderson and Hopoi. Really like Carter Hopoi, the young tall. Keep an eye on him, 17 years of age. And Tatui Lewis has been in pretty good form as well, Case.
And Tatui Lewis has a very valuable role to play with the Sal's NBL team. At this level, he's got the makings of an absolute star, and Carter Hopoi backing you up there. Very athletic, great size as well.
Well, one of the big stories through the pre-season was the recruiting and the depth of the Taranaki Airs. Have a look at this. The Rapid League team. Adam, Cameron, that's Tobias, Quinton Bailey, Huerta and Nico Hill. Daron Rakawa is also floating around as well. Expect him to play some minutes. It's a pretty solid lineup.
Yeah, Daron Rakawa has been on the bench for these Rapid League games. Hasn't gotten a lot of game time as of yet, so they're going with their 6. Morgan Trott coming off the bench as well today, so we'll see how it goes. Taking a look at the head-to-head leading scorers, Tatui Lewis over 10.5 a game. Nico Hill has been fantastic in the limited minutes he gets in the Rapid League. Carter Hopoi, 4 points per game. And then we're taking a look at the offensive rebounds, 8 per game first for the Airs.
That's pretty good in 16 minutes.
5.5 isn't bad either, but we'll skip those field goal percentages for now. That's not what we're worried about. We're all talking about crashing the glass and second chance opportunities.
Can confirm as well for today's Sal's NBL game, Flynn Cameron will be playing. Coin officials for this one, Mikey Gray and Brad Clive and Kobe Lucas. And we're just about set to go. The Airs at home for the first time. Looking at a sellout later this afternoon. Good to see the fans coming in early for this Sky Broadband Rapid League game.
And we found great support across the league so far this season in the Rapid League. A lot of fans are showing up early. Part of that is because some of the favorite hometown heroes are playing in this form of the game. The young up-and-coming players that are looking to reach that next level of basketball. It's an excellent opportunity for them to shine under the bright lights and play in front of those home fans that are so thirsty to see them perform.
Big day in the Sal's NBL as well. Later tonight, top of the table clash. The Otago Nuggets going head-to-head with the Wellington Saints.
Could be the game of the round. Could be.
Mind you, there is a 2023 Grand Final rematch coming up tomorrow as well.
That's not too bad. You know, I think, well, thankfully for you and me, we'll be doing that one as well. So we get all the great games.
Yeah, looking forward to that one, the Rams and the Tuatara. Also some Monday night basketball in round 3. Inclusion round, of course.
And fantastic across the league, the events the teams are taking part in, but nothing's better than the hoops we see out here. Whai trying to get off to a quick start.
Let's see what they can do here through Jet Thompson. That pass nearly picked off.
Was picked off and then redirected. Somehow stays with the boys in pink.
Thompson again on the move over Bailey. That one doesn't go down. And here come the Airs for the first time. Cameron quickly up the floor. They settle. Hill brings it back out.
Adam up top looking to work off some split action.
Let's see what Tobias Cameron can do. Quinton Bailey wanted it down low on young Hopoi. Does pretty well defensively, the young man. Ball did hit the ring. We do carry on.
Nico Hill.
Well, 11 points a game. Good start.
11 points a game. 11 feet off the ground on that finish. Love to see it. Of course, the son of Angelo Hill, and of course myself, Liami Hill, who played for the Tall Ferns once upon a time.
Yeah, both very good basketballers in their own right. Airs out by 2, early stages, opening quarter of today's Sky Broadband Rapid League. Nice little jumper.
I really like that by Carter Hopeway, though, knocking that off the rim, not letting him get a chance to type in, showing the length he has.
Thompson receives. The Phi just trying to settle into this one. Tatui Lewis, been in the league for a few years now. Well shut down. Off the hand of Greensel. Nice work underneath. And a good basket there for the Phi. Zion Anderson.
Eventually gets in the hands after a bit of a disjointed play, but transition coming back the other way. Nico Hill up that lane, attacks the rim hard. I believe he's got shots coming out of that one. And he does. Off to the free throw line he goes, to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for a couple of attempts. Halfway through the first quarter.
Last week in the Sky Broadband Rapid League case, we saw 3 games go into overtime. One went into double overtime.
That is, when I thought about Rapid League and everything that was happening, double OTs were not really top of mind, but these boys, young fellas, are playing very tough.
Nice work, Hopeway underneath. What do you think of the overtime rules as well? Back to the middle for a jump ball.
Immediately. Get
it 1 minute.
Get it going. Let's go. In and out. That is what we're looking for. I'm a big fan of working that way around, as you see the nice drive there. And able to get finished. Bailey with the rebound.
Young Greensill. And now the Airs settle again. Bailey, such an experienced campaigner.
Oh.
Pass was hot to Adam.
Yeah, that was certainly a foul on that one. I think pretty fortunate was Greensill not to be able to call for that whistle. Grabbed him from behind, but ball stays with Taranaki. Still got a chance to get in the bucket with 10 on the clock.
What can they do out of this? On the drive, off the left. Nice work, Nico Hill. Unable to put it down. Thompson settles, Hopeway inside. Good basket.
Nice simple basketball, run that on ball. Hopeway's really come down the lane with some power a couple of times during this game. First time that his teammates have looked for him.
Cameron all the way.
He just split that up, didn't he? At that point of attack, giving too much space. The straight line drive right to the middle for the finish. Jed Thompson coming back.
Vanderleiden in the corner for 3.
Nice pace in transition. Both teams are starting to not settle for the half-court action and trying to get those good looks before the defense is settled.
Things just starting to open up here on the drive. Strong stuff, Nico Hill.
That's a couple of drives he hasn't been able to finish, doing all the work to get there. And after the poor pass by Jet Thompson there, well read, but gets a second chance at it. And the third?
Well, he had it and lost it. Eventually, Tatui Lewis comes up with it. Now, there's a whistle here. I think we'll get a reset on the clock.
Should there be a reset? There's a lot of bouncing around. Got the ball in the half court.
I'm not sure that Jordi Hoyata had the ball at any stage in control.
Either way, put 12 seconds back on the clock on a ton of time, but does make it a little bit different.
Late in the first quarter here. Bailey, close checking. Adam Dunstan into the game in the resplendent pink of the Phi.
These are 2 color combos that are going at it. I appreciate it. This is what Rapid League should be. Can we get more of this?
Greensill just stripped away. Nico Hill, can he score here? Big leaps and puts it down.
That is powerful. Sloppy play there by the Phi, giving up that unforced turnover. But Nico Hill forces it down the cup with the athletic finish.
Ties it up, 7 apiece. Late shot here for the Phi. Greensill nowhere to go. That won't get off in time, and that is it. Quarter time. Sky Broadband Rapid League this afternoon here in New Plymouth. 7 apiece. GJ Gardner Holmes replay. Here we go.
Pick that up outside the free throw line and gets there with steps, showing the great athleticism and finishing ability he has. Nico Hill has been flying up the prospect ranks and has had some impressive performances, as it looks like we're going to have Dorona Arakawa checking into the second quarter.
Loads of experience, of course. Played with the Airs at the 2020 Salsa NBL Showdown and was one of the very best players in that competition. Large Fire Island Pizza, $40. That's this week's Sal's special. There's the QR code, all of the details available till next Tuesday. Now,
some charred cut pepperoni, some jalapenos,
I was
a little hot honey glaze on top of that. Come on now, stop it.
I was with Taylor Johnson on Thursday night, and she's not too much into the spice, but I did make the comment and left it on the table that I know one man who certainly is.
Just pile those jalapenos up on there. Or as I was once told in a bagel shop in Auckland, jalapenos.
Absolutely. Sky Broadband, the FIBA starter from $30 a month. There you go, first 3 months. What a special that is. skybroadband.co.nz or call 0800 64 64 64. T's and C's apply.
Well, the Rapid League is about the only thing faster around than Sky Broadband's fiber. And the Rapid League is playing with pace already through the first term break here. Nico Hill to inbound, and see if both teams can't find a little bit more consistency offensively. Not bad in the turnovers, just one for Taranaki, 2 for the Phi. But both teams, I'd like to see a higher level of execution.
Scoring hard to come by. We did see 81 scored in a Rapid League game last round. Not sure we're going to get that this time. Daron Arakawa doing what he does best, just dumping the ball off there for Hoyata.
Well, nice pass, and Hoyata gets to the cup nicely. Thought Carter Hopeboy defended that pretty well. We'll take another look at it. Pocket pass really well delivered. And to me, that looks pretty clean up high. Hopeboy, he's got excellent timing. And he's actually really good size, stands around 6'8" plus probably, and solid athlete, a latecomer to basketball, loved his volleyball. But he is certainly looking like a player that's going to be seen around the Sal's NBL for years to come.
Jordi Hoyata puts both down from the Chemist Warehouse stripe, and that is the margin in the game. No Jaden Boucher, of course, this week for the Phi, out with concussion, we believe.
These Phi trainings must be tough.
Jet Thompson fires from deep, back of the iron. Big Dunstan rebounds, resets. Vanderleden. Dunstan for 3. Not going to see that out of his hand too often. They go again. Vanderleden up high, 3 opportunities, and now a 4th.
Smashing the offensive glass. We spoke about these teams not having great percentages, but both active on the old boards, and we're seeing it in production now.
And eventually, 4th time lucky, Jet Thompson gets to the rack, ties it up.
4 opportunities, that's a lot. 4th time, you better get lucky by then, otherwise there's some issues.
Nico Hill keeps it alive. Adam now. They switch it up. Rakawa, Mr. Clutch himself, steps back for 3. Good off the hand, short on the iron. Here come the team in pink.
Nice job in transition to stop that semi-fast break, but open opportunity with a missed steal.
Corner, 3. Hopeboy can't put that away. They've missed their last 4 opportunities from long range. Nico Hill. He doesn't miss his opportunity, nails the triple from the corner.
Poor communication and defensive transition for the Phi. Wide open. Jet Thompson running back off the ball. It was too late to contest that in any meaningful way. Gives up the 3.
Greensill. Shot clock down to 3, to 2. Carter Hopeboy for 3. Off to the right.
And Taranaki Airs are going to be pretty happy to leave Hopeboy open for those last second 3s. A lot of skills, a lot of skills in his bag, but the 3-pointer not one of them yet.
Greensill with the block there on Adam. Scooping it up off the right, Jet Thompson.
And just pushes the pace, gets right to the cup. Nobody for Taranaki steps up and stops the ball from that straight line drive straight to the cup. And the result is a bucket. And the Phi right on the cusp in this game, 12-11, just down to 1 point.
If you're new to the Sky Broadband Rapid League, no bench or coach timeouts. Both teams do have access to 1 player timeout per half though. Same rules for the player timeout as we see in the Sal's NBL. Step back. Nico Hill misses. Dunstan rebound.
Airs have gotten nothing out of anything. Well, beautiful steal, but he gets it on the fast break, does Xavier Adam. But Airs outside of on the rim, they're getting nothing in the mid-range, not a lot of success from behind 3. 5, whenever they break, they're in trouble, but if they just bend, they're okay.
Tatui Lewis finds a gap, draws the foul. He'll head to the Chemist Warehouse for 2. Oh, how about the strip here?
Somebody called the cops. That was a theft. My Lord. That was very surprising. Just no foul whatsoever. Completely mugs him for the ball, though. And easy 2 the other direction. Lifting that lead to 3 that Tatui Lewis is hoping to carve into with a couple of makes from the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Hasn't scored yet. He has now. That's his first point of the game. Leading scorer in the Rapid League for the Fire. Good to hear the Avalanche is back for season 2024.
The Avalanche can never go.
I'm sure there'll be a Yeti signing at some stage this afternoon as well. One of the most popular mascots in the country. Reaching in there, Jet Thompson called for that crafty work, as always, from Daron Arakawa.
I thought Daron might have gotten away with a little bit of a double dribble to start that possession when he caught it. Nice defense by the Fire, making that initial catch difficult. Trying not to let them get in their stuff easy, but I don't want to get that foul up top for no reason. And the clock still needs to start. And there we go.
At some stage this afternoon, Arakawa off the glass for 2. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you may be watching around New Zealand and certainly around the world as well. This new innovation, the Sky Broadband Rapid League. The 7 players for each team coming off the bench in the Sal's NBL are the only players allowed to play in this earlier game.
Jet Thompson well off the mark. Make that attempted triple.
When was the last time the Cameron brothers played basketball together? Tobias and Flynn. That's going to happen this afternoon.
I'm going to have to say it was back in the Goldie in high school. Perhaps it was some reps from the Gold Coast area, but both went different paths on their collegiate careers as Daron Arakawa misses the mark on that one. And
so it's been a while.
It's been probably 5 or 6 years. So, and this was certainly one of the selling points, I think, for both of them to go to Taranaki. Flynn in particular in demand across the league and had his choice of probably opportunities that he could have gone to. He's very excited to play with his older brother Tobias this year.
There's the player timeout called by the Fire. 11.5 to go in this opening half. The Airs still have their player timeout up their sleeve.
Don't mind using it there to make sure you get a really good execution on this play, but what I want to see coming out of that player timeout is excellent execution. There should be no questions about where this ball is going or when you're putting it up. All that should have been discussed. If not, poor use of that timeout.
Will the Airs get an opportunity? How much of this time will the Fire use? Jet Thompson aware on the drive now. Dumps it off underneath. Dunstan, they add 2. And the Airs don't use their player timeout. So maybe a missed opportunity late in the opening half. It's a 1-point margin.
Had 3.5 seconds there to call a player timeout. As Jet Thompson probably had the layup, but drops it off last second to Dunstan. And the Airs don't call a timeout in retaliation. Time runs out, and they go into halftime with a slender 1-point lead. And thanks to Chemist Warehouse, our stats partner will take you through all the stats at halftime. Starting with the points, Nico Hill off to a big start. We mentioned him as the top scorer. Well, he's already got 8, matching the output of the rest of his team. Jet Thompson leading the way with 4, along with Carter Hopeway. Into the rebounds, Dunstan. Quentin Bailey getting a lot of work on there. Carter Hopeway scoring and rebounding the ball as is Winsel for the 5. Jet Thompson's top of this one as well. 3 assists. That's not bad in just 8 minutes, getting his teammates involved with Kawa and Adam for Taranaki, and then 3 blocks in the game. Huerta, Hopeway, and Winsel. And a few steals. 3 steals in total, and that's all 3 of the 5 turnovers forced by Taranaki activity on the defensive end. All those stats thanks to your stats partner, Chemist Warehouse.
Round 3 of the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Winners thus far, the Hawks over the Jets. And the Giants remain unbeaten.
Just had an update on the Cameron brothers playing together. They did play together recently. One game in February for a little team called the Tall Blacks.
There you go, you're right. Yeah, they did too.
Thanks to my statistical department, also known as my Wednesday night basketball team, the Choppers, Daryl Cartwright.
How does he go these days on the court, DC?
I'll tell you what, he had a dunk a couple weeks ago.
He did not.
A tip dunk, smash it on somebody.
You are making that up.
I am not. I was hyped. I was pumped for him because he's got me by a year or two. There's a little bit left in the tank.
We hope you're well, DC. A lot for basketball up and down the country. Just a point in this one. As we're mentioning winners so far, the Hawks over the Jets and the Giants last night over the Tuatara. Those two teams were heading into that game unbeaten. And it's just the Giants now who sit out on top of the table, the Rapid League table, all by themselves.
They've got an impressive young contingent of talent. And a few of those results have just fallen their way. Certainly something that they're going to need to grab every coin they can get and save it together to make that spare change into dollar bills, because they're in a bit of a hole in the South NBL, but that countback might be in their favor eventually.
Oh, big three to open up.
Pure to Tui Lewis. And he just has such a nice stroke on him. Very quick release. Not a lot of action to get him open, but the shot making was superb.
I'm hearing for the Giants as well. They've got their last import coming in during the week. Quentin Bailey for two.
Yeah, Quentin Bailey, nice shot down low.
And Sammy Dempster might be the player to make way and play some minutes in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. How about a young player from Nelson having the leadership of Sammy D out there?
It's something they're probably well used to, as we see a beautiful drive by Tobias Cameron, refusing to be denied, and takes that contact, gets the finish. Look full court. Nobody's picking him up early enough, and he does what you're supposed to do. If they don't stop the ball, keep taking that ball right to the cup. And that's something that Sammy D would be telling those young players up in Nelson. You guys dribble down, I'll be back here.
See you when you come back. Cameron adds the bonus from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. And the Airs lead this one by 3. Third quarter action. Big Sal's NBL game coming your way this afternoon. The Fi and the Airs both coming off a loss in the Sal's NBL. Both lost to the same team in round 2. The Tuatara taking care of business against both of them. Here's Cameron pulling up for 3.
Smooth. Tobias Cameron taking over the basketball game. In transition, the Fi playing way too low beneath that three-point line and get punished for it.
And that's what he's capable of. Tobias Cameron has settled in well to the Airs program over the last couple of years. Tui Lewis gets the soft roll.
Nice soft touch on display on the runner. He drops it in. Saw some tall timber walking to the door there.
Familiar face. Foul, in and out. And I think Tobias
back
Cameron,
to the line.
Yeah, he's off there to the Chemist Warehouse for 3.
Well, he's putting it together right now. Tobias Cameron onto 8 points, looking for, is this going to be his 9th straight if he hits all 3 of these? He has certainly played well the last few trips. And a 3-point shot, had the N1 as well, so he's already got 8 straight. So this, if he hits this one, all 3 of these, this will be 11 straight points for Tobias Cameron.
Wow.
Here in the quarter.
Chemist Warehouse stats, Fi leading the rebound count 12-9. Airs shooting at a 52% clip, the Fi at 40%. Fi have 3 turnovers, the Airs with just the 1. There's 2 from 2, 1 more to come.
10 straight points now for Tobias Cameron.
That's some sort of a quarter.
He's putting it together, no doubt about it.
Still a couple of minutes to go in the third here. That one drops down. And the margin is 7 now. So the Airs have made their move. Tight first half. It's an 11-5 run now.
Gives the ball into Tui Lewis. That's who you want to score. Instead, back to Jet Thompson, working off the on-ball. Denies it. And he actually goes the other way to Tui Lewis for 3. Can't find the range.
Don't mind the shot. Here's Cameron again. And yet again, he's tied up.
Well, he's going to get shots on that. I think pretty fortunate. He turned around, went to the pass eventually. Normally, if you don't get a shot up after that contact, they don't give you the benefit of the doubt. But, you know, once you scored 11 straight points, maybe they give it to you right in there, tries to get it up, goes down. Another 2 free throws coming his way. This is now 5 straight free throw attempts for Cameron.
And just talk to us, Case, about the confidence that we're seeing across the league. These young players who are building up minutes and building up form in the Sky Broadband Rapid League and then taking that over into the Sal's NBL.
I think it certainly is helpful for guys who aren't getting as much playing time in the Sal's to be able to be out in the same court and have a little bit more responsibility on those shoulders to not just be a facilitator or a guy who screams, but somebody who's called on to try and score a bit more and creates the opportunity to do so much more. As Nico Hill gets another fast break to Tui Lewis, knocks that one away. Well done to defend without fouling on that fast break opportunity there.
Tracked it down well, didn't he? Looked like a certain 2. And the Phi need everything going right from this point on. Still a quarter to play. Of course, only 4-minute quarters in the Rapid League. They're down by 9. Dunstan, Lewis steps back around his big forward, spins to the basket off the right. Dunstan underneath on the putback, he's fouled. And now he's off to the coloured stripe.
And the offensive rebounds have been the #1 way for the Phi to get themselves involved. Had a 4-rebound possession earlier. This time it's Adam Dunstan with the tip. Doesn't get it to drop, but earns himself a trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. 13 rebounds to 10 the total for the Phi right now. And of those, 4 are offensive. This would be the 5th there, so in that position we just finished.
Been around the scene for many, many years, Adam Dunstan. Puts that one down, margin at 8.
And with the Bulls last year and their wider squad. And the trip down to Toronto. Slightly better weather. Beach is pretty nice in Toronto.
I'll tell you what, you don't, nice basket, Nico Hill. They would be fighting words to anybody in New Plymouth, Case. You've got to be very, very careful. I think it's won the most sunniest city award for 2 years.
Dunstan wasn't in New Plymouth. What are we talking about? I'm talking about where Dunstan was in the Franklin year before. But don't be starting to get me in trouble.
It is a little bit different these days, I agree. Spot on. Sorry, I'm about 3 weeks behind you. Fantastic weather change for him. Here's Tobias Cameron.
Oh, good board there.
Poeta getting busy.
Nice activity on the glass, doesn't give up on the play. And then a little step through for the reverse. A nice bit of skill shown to close out the scoring for the Taranaki this quarter. What do the Phi have in response?
Lewis. Nice block. Cameron on the move. And tough one there for Tatui Lewis.
Oh, that's a bad foul. That's a 50-50 chance at best as Tatui Lewis tries to get out there. But with just 2 seconds left, you're sending Tobias Cameron back to the free throw stripe. And it would have been pretty difficult to get a decent look off in that amount of time. And you just defended a little bit more solidly.
He's the worst player that you want to put on the Chemist Warehouse stripe right now. 6 of 6.
Feeling it. Tobias Cameron trying to add to his 13-point total. 2 rebounds and assists with it. And that is pure. Doesn't even touch the ring.
7 of 7. They're blowing this one right out. 18-6 quarter by the Taranaki Airs. Vance Jackson warming up in the background for the Phi. Sal's NBL action. Big doubleheader, in fact, today on Sky Sport. Later tonight, the Nuggets and the Saints. 3-quarter time in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, and the Airs have made their move. 1-point margin at the half. It's now at 14, 35 to 21.
Well, how about Taranaki? 16 points at halftime. They poured on for 17 in the quarter. Absolutely found that stroke, led, of course, by Tobias Cameron. Really finding his range from deep in transition. A lot of freedom. Playing so well right now. 13 for him. We've got Nico Hill for 12, but I think 2 of those points are Quentin Bailey's. So I think we're going to see some statistical change back at some point. But 10 for Nico Hill, leading the way for the Taranaki Airs, the only two players in the game in double figures. For the 5, Tatui Lewis with 7. 2 of his teammates, Thompson and Carter Hopeboy, both on 4. And that's all the scoring for the starting lineup. The Phi have been able to make some inroads on the offensive glass with 5 of those, but that has not made up for the lack of accuracy shooting-wise. 8 for 24 from the field and just 2 of 13 from beyond the arc. That's 15%, and just not good enough when you're getting the offensive rebounds and not completing the opportunities to get those buckets either.
Matt Lacey, coach of the Phi, sideline having some words as well with a quarter to play. Doug Courtney down there, and we're seeing a lot of the assistant coaches in this Rapid League stepping out and taking the reins.
Well, I mean, it gives the opportunity for development all over, certainly for players, but also for coaches, for officials. You know, there's a different official in this game than there will be in the Sal's game later, enabling those skill sets to thrive, as well as statisticians, score bench, everywhere. It really is an opportunity to lift all areas of basketball in New Zealand.
Bailey to Adam. Xavier Adam leaving it short. Phi have to get busy very, very quickly here in the last. Greensel bobbled it. Thompson undecided in the end, and here come the Airs. Foul committed. I wonder if that'll be 2. It will be, yep. Good call from the coin officials.
Well, an ambitious pass there from Duro Arakawa to Morgan Trott in transition, but Trott was able to take it together and take that foul, get it up on the rim, and Taranaki in control of this one. 14 points ahead, back to the line. Everything going their way, especially at the stripe where they are 91%. Add a little bit to that, probably about 93 now.
Thanks largely to Tobias Cameron. Morgan Trott's been able to take a bit of a back seat in today's game as well. Came in averaging 10 points and 8 rebounds a game in the Rapid League. Now on the scoreboard for the first time today. Jet Thompson, corner, catch, shoot to Tui Lewis. Thompson keeps it alive. They go again. Straight back to Tatui Lewis.
Halfway down, Nico Hill with a nice rebound, but yeah, the inability to convert those second chance opportunities is a big difference in the game right now for the Phi.
Using his body well, Hill. Lewis wants to pick up the speed here. Xavier Adam tracks him down. Lewis inside. Well, the thought was right to Thompson. Trot for 3. All pink jerseys underneath. Midway through the last here. Lewis not really moving the ball too much here. The Phi now maybe Thompson on the drive. Tracked down well by Hill. Shot clock counting down. They've got to do something. Thompson, Hill equal, blocks it.
Great possession. Great possession by Taranaki defensively. I love the communication. All those defenders on a string, absorbing the drives really well, sliding over. You see the way they pack the paint there at times, 5 players. But on the kickouts, you saw the hustle. They're challenging those threes, eventually leading to a block and a shot clock violation. As a coach, you'd have to be so pleased with the effort shown on that, especially considering you're up 16 points.
Crowd continuing to come in. Sal's NBL action not too far away. Big 3 from the corner.
Nico Hill.
He's got to be up certainly in double digits now.
It'll have him on 13 on the score sheet, but like I said, I'm pretty sure that's it. That's my own personal count in my head.
Love seeing your mind ticking overtime, adding up the numbers too, Coach.
Nobody wants to see that, Justin.
Another turnover.
Yeah, Taranaki has dominated this one. Just completely shutting down opportunities offensively for the Phi with solid defense. And on this end, prior to this mishap there, the turnover.
That did come off the leg of Urakawa
was swiped out by Jet Thompson, but it's the last person to touch it. Some differences in previous years. The year that came in, last person to touch it goes over half court. Violation called.
Margin was just 1 at the half.
And since the half, just 6 points for the Phi. Have not yet scored here in the fourth quarter.
Foul down low there on Nico Hill.
That 6 points in 7 minutes now. Just an excellent job by this Taranaki squad. Really turning the screws on this end of the court.
Coming up for the Airs, Saints next week on the road. That'll be a good matchup. Lewis battling away, puts it back.
And there we have the first bucket of the fourth quarter for the Phi. Cutting that margin to 17 as Taranaki just looking to run solid offense here. Don't want to turn anything over, but may as well let it fly from deep.
And he does. Jordi Huerta. Thompson. Oh, the pass. Right idea. Just a little bit too low for Hawkboy to pick up. And as a big fella, you like the thought, but you don't want to be reaching down around the ankles.
Yeah, the bigs never want to look low for that pass. And he got caught up in that screen. Jet Thompson probably needed another little half dribble before dropping off that pocket pass, and instead tries to send it off early, and Carter Hawkboy wasn't quite on his roll yet.
Trot inside. Huerta.
Moving without the basketball, aware that he's cutting to be a scorer, not just cutting to make up numbers. And built that lead up to 17 points now.
Dying seconds of today's Sky Broadband Rapid League game. Remember, every basket counts. They'll be looking for a late one here, although the pass from Huerta missed Jerome Urakawa by about 3 days, I think.
Do you think the Phi take a player timeout here?
Well, they can.
I'm really happy. Yep, they do.
Every point counts, of course.
I was actually going to be quite pleased that they didn't let it go, but every point does count. So they're going to get a chance here to go up and see if they can a little bit to count back. Always interesting to see who's taking the leadership role here. Looks a lot like Jet Thompson, and they're talking about what plays are going to be run.
Of course, this season, every point you score, every point you concede in the Rapid League gets added to your team's score in the Sal's NBL. And the ladder is a little bit different these days, because if you do end up on the same wins in the Sal's NBL, it's going to come down to points for and against as the tiebreaker. Dying seconds. Don't know that they'll get a shot off in time. They won't, and that'll do us. So a 19-point margin in this one. Second half blowout by the home team. Taranaki Airs, Casey Frank, very impressive after halftime.
Clinical on the defensive end. 8 points total in the second half after giving up 15 in the first half. Just absolutely took the oxygen out of the room for the Phi. Was not at any point in time letting them do what they want to do. Taking a look at the scores. Tobias Cameron 15, Nico Hill 13, leading the way for the Airs. Tatui Lewis backed up by Thompson and Hopeboy. Off to the rebounds, where the total rebound count went towards the Taranaki Airs. They were able to lead that one, and you can see why, with Quentin Bailey carrying. Everybody's just adding two together. Eventually it was 20-14 towards the Phi because of all those offensive rebound opportunities. The assist game, Jet Thompson, 4 assists. Had that at halftime, though, wasn't able to get that going in the second half again. Blocks. Nico Hill leading the way. Not just a scorer. Greensill leading the way for the Phi. And this might have been an issue for the Phi.
Definitely.
Look at those steals there. This is where it came from. Not unlike the Sal's NBL team for the Airs. It's #1 in forcing steals. And this Rapid League team, unsurprisingly, very similar in style.
So both teams now start their preparations for this afternoon's Sal's NBL game. That one starting from 4 p.m. local time here in New Zealand. We'll be back with that coming up after the break. We have a look back into season 2023 and some of the best bits from the Taranaki Airs. We'll see you soon for the Sal's NBL.
Basketball is a movie, and every game is a blockbuster. E for excitement, entertainment, energy, and epic. Cells NBL 2024 is rated E.
Help me up, never let it fall. Help me roll like an animal. Back to the road. Watch out, 'cause I'm in my zone. I don't care what you think you got.
Kia ora, nau mai, hara mai, hello and welcome. Great to have you with us in New Plymouth for the first time this season in the Cells NBL. TSB Stadium, the Airs at home. And boy, are they going to pack a punch this season. Great crowd in for Saturday afternoon hoops. Doubleheader in the Cells NBL. Nuggets and the Saints to come later tonight. And the FI have come to town. Justin Nelson with you right alongside me, four-time Cells NBL champ. Over 100 games with the Tall Blacks, if you don't mind as well. Casey Frank, good afternoon to you.
Oh, beautiful afternoon. Always when we get to New Plymouth and have a packed house coming in to support the Airs on their first home game of the season.
Well, here's our live poll, and the viewers are definitely behind the Airs. If you want to join in, just scan that QR code. You can have your say on who's going to win. It's free, it's live, and there's great Cells pizzas up for grabs as well. Do you agree with the viewers at the moment?
I agree with 73% of them.
There you go. Make sure you join in and have some fun in our poll. Well, let's have a look at the Cells NBL ladder. A couple of games already played in round 3. A win for the Hawks. They're up to 4th on the table. And the Giants off the mark last night. Great win against the Tuatara.
Playing very well, the Giants at home after dropping 3 straight, a couple of close ones. Nice to see them get off the schneid. Just the Sharks down at the bottom trying to find their first win. Everybody else right now has a little bit of confidence and thinks that things are going in the right direction.
Top of the table clash later tonight as well. Nuggets and the Saints, there it is. Coming your way live from 6:30 on Sky Sport. That will be the Sky Broadband Rapid League, of course, and then from 7:30 the Cells NBL. And look at this, tomorrow afternoon we're heading down for this one. Can't wait. It is a grand final rematch, the Rams and the Tuatara.
The Tuatara struggled last night against Nelson, but the Canterbury Rams not quite 100%. We're still to see exactly what their lineup's going to look like. Max Darling coming back from concussion, and of course some questions about Olbrich and his availability.
One game coming up on Monday night this week as well. The Sharks at home to the Saints. Well, the Fire in town. They've got 1 win and 1 loss so far this season. Starters, Bazan, Pero Hunt, Holland, Carr, Jackson Jr., the last 3 there. The imports this season for the new kids on the block. The coach, of course, is Matt Lacey. Let's have a chat with him now.
Now, g'day, Matt. What did you and the team take away from last week's loss against the Tuatara?
Yeah, look, it was a good game. I mean, I thought that we started well. I thought we came out of the blocks well, and then, I suppose just struggled to stay consistency for consistency in terms of offensively, just continuing to move the ball and get it side to side, and making that defensive group work. Talented team similar to the Airs tonight, but we're looking for just an improved performance off the back of a couple of inputs just joining us over the last couple of weeks.
Now, up against the Airs at full strength today, what do you need to do well to get the win?
Yeah, look, I mean, a couple of guys coming in late. Obviously, Flynn Cameron joining the group tonight, and, they've got some talent across the floor. I think we're going to have to take care of the glass. Obviously, a bigger team, a physical team, so emphasis there. And then, I suppose for us, just like I said, building off of last week and looking to continue to share the ball as a group.
Awesome, good luck.
Cheers, thank you.
As we mentioned, Case, the Airs at full strength. Let's have a look at how they start in this one today, and it is a very impressive looking unit. Cameron McCarron, Davison Froling, and Elijah Minnie.
Talented all across. Sam Froling, my pick for MVP of his preseason. He's done nothing to diminish that. Carlin Davidson up and coming, but very excited to see Flynn Cameron and how he matches in. I think he's got the talent to be the best Kiwi guard in the competition.
Let's catch up with Airs coach Sam McKinnon.
Now, a narrow loss to the Tuatara last week. What did you take away from that game, and what have you worked on this week?
Yeah, like they're a really good team. They've got a good core of players, and they move the ball around on offense and make you defend every possession. So it was like a good and bad loss for us right now after sort of getting ourselves back into a good lead. So we've trained just to improve those areas this week, and looking forward to the game today.
Awesome. Now, Flynn Cameron comes in today. How does it feel to have the full squad together for the first time?
Yeah, it's great. Like Flynn had a great year with United. Like Sam got in a bit late as well. So now having a couple of the main guys around and just being able to establish, I guess, roles within the group. Yeah, really looking forward for Flynn's versatility and his bit of edge to him. So he's going to definitely strengthen our lineup.
Awesome. Good luck.
Cheers. Thank you.
Well, off to the head-to-head. We got two teams at slightly opposite ends of the table, but one thing that does unite them as we take a look at those stats is the turnovers. It's going to be interesting whoever gets the turnovers today. We got the Taranaki Airs leading the league, or not leading the league, but in this game, 15.5 turnovers per game against the FI at just 8. Those 8 turnovers per game for the FI is the best in the league. They're the lowest amount of turnovers. Can they do that against the Taranaki Airs, who are first in the league in steals? If Taranaki gets their turnovers down and forces the FI up, it's going to be a long night for the FI.
It is the one stat that you don't want to be leading, isn't it? The Chemist Warehouse stats, of course. Great to have them on board as our official stats partner in season 2024. Look at those numbers for Sam Froling as well. Well, one of the late pickups for the Airs through the pre-season was a man that was coming back after playing at the 2020 Showdown. Daron Rakawa, all the way from the Hawks, is now back with the Airs. Let's have a chat with him.
My name's Daron Rakawa. I'm point guard. High schools I went to was Rosemary College, Rangitoto College, Brandwick Boys, Otamotai College. And this is my official 3rd year with the Airs. Yeah, I think, I bring a few things I've learned throughout the years. It's pretty cool. I'm the 2nd oldest in the team this year, which is pretty out of it when I think about it like that. But, I've played with some good people throughout my career and taking bits and bobs from each of them, so, just sort of implement them and keep those young boys improving and what happened to me and just pass it on, I've been in the league for many years now, but I just think that, after playing for so long, I'm still so happy to get on the court, still so, my enjoyment levels are high, and I just like sharing that and just enjoying my time and making it just a fun experience for everyone around,
And Casey, one of the best clutch players in the NZNBL as well. If this one goes down to the wire, look out for Daron Rakawa. He has done it so many times.
New Zealand Guard of the Year last year.
Yeah.
And he's going to be the 6th, maybe the 7th man in this rotation. I mean, the depth of this Air squad and the firepower they have beyond the arc is really impressive. I do think once this team starts really rolling, it's going to be tough for teams to get ahead of them. So teams like the FI have to jump on it early. This is a talented team for the FI. Those bigs can really shoot the ball. Both Jackson and Carr, with their range from 3, should be able to pull Froling out, should be able to pull Carlin Davidson out from the paint, open up some lanes for those guards to drive and get on the cup. But they're going to have to work on the glass. It's a smaller team compared when you're adding Froling in there. Outside of that, they're reasonably even, but Froling does make a pretty big difference.
He most certainly does. Coin officials for this one, Ryan Jones, Mikey Graham and Brad Clive. Let's check in on the live poll. 73% of viewers were going for the Airs just minutes ago. Let's find out if we're still sitting up at that 73%. Well, there are our coin officials, just confirming that. Mikey Graham, Brad Clive and Ryan Jones. Just got a little bit of a hold up here to the start as well. Not quite sure what that is about, but a great crowd in attendance here this afternoon. Well,
it's gone the other way.
The FI's gone up 1%. There you go. If you want to get involved, it is free, of course. Just scan that QR code. That'll take you through, and you can vote on who you think's going to win, and you may pick up some Sal's Pizza as well. Some FI supporters out there, Casey, don't like what you had to say about them at the top of the program.
And here we've seen what the issue is. We're readjusting a standard one of the ends there. I think it might have been leaning forward a little bit that I actually noticed in pregame. There's a bit of a twinge to it, so apologies for the delay, but you got to get that to exactly 10 feet.
I'm happy for it to be down around about 6 feet if I'm playing. That's okay. I'm okay with that.
That would help with the highlights.
Sells NBL round 3 results so far as we just undergo a quick fix here. The Hawks and the Jets on Thursday night. What a finish that was. The Hawks get home by 3, and the Giants' first win of the season by 4 against the Tuatara in Nelson last night. And I like the look of the Giants team. They've got an import centre to come. We believe one is signed coming out of Europe and will arrive midweek from all reports.
Well, what
they
I
look
love,
okay, Case.
what I love about the Giants is Daniel Greer and Daniel Fotu. The two Dans are really setting the foundation, and they're doing it right now, playing completely out of position. Greer playing the power forward, Fotu playing the 5. That's not where they want to be. They can't wait for that big to get in so they can slide back down. Kobe Langley, an interesting player, had a bit of an issue with the foul trouble last night, as imports are wont to discover when they first come upon things, but that is looking like a much more talented team now that they got that import talent in, and Sam Dempster as well joined the lineup and certainly made a big difference for a Giants team that was struggling for its depth in those first 3 gate losses of the year.
And of course, round 3 in the Sellers NBL is inclusion round. Great to see our teams up and down the country doing so much around inclusion for all fans, all participants, all walks of life. And the team's doing an excellent job.
And Taranaki's had a great team. They're working with the Conductive Education Trust down there in Taranaki, who's, of course, trying to dedicating maximizing abilities and supporting people to become more independent. And the Airs have been at their trainings for Wednesdays, working with those players, and everybody at the Trust got free entry to tonight's game as well.
Fantastic. Ready to go, underway. The Airs at home for the first time this season. They have been hyped up through the preseason. A team to watch. Flynn Cameron with his first touch in the Sal's NBL. Froling can nail a triple. Big opening shot for the Airs. Goes missing, and now the fire quickly down the floor. And just like that, bang, Pero Hunt getting it up to the run of DeMarcus Holland. Good start for the visitors.
Yeah, nice job pushing in transition. DeMarcus Holland, he's a guy who could really fire for the 5. Defensive water bug, but needs to get a little going offensively there. Flynn Cameron right to the cup with a finger roll perfectly over the rim.
It was tough, wasn't it? His intention stated immediately. Here's Vance Jackson, had 22 on debut last week. Gets it back from Bazant, fires from range, deep 2.
I think that was a 2, yeah. Looks like it was on the line for that first one, but that's what he does. He shoots the ball from deep. He had 22 points in his opening round, and a lot of damage from beyond that arc.
Mini to Cameron on the drive again, draws the foul against Cruz Pero Hunt.
That's on the pass, so he tried to dish that one out late. That's going to be on the baseline, but from Cameron already we see his ability as a driver. 2 touches in scoring position. Got a bucket on one and got a whistle on the other.
Fantastic crowd in attendance for this home opener. Stands are packed. Full house this afternoon. Froling just made the Boomers squad for the Olympics as well, or the long list, and he gets his first points of the afternoon.
Vance Jackson doesn't have bad size, but Sam Froling has great size in this league, and he just took him down to that block and overpowered him on that finish. Got to do that work a bit earlier to stop Froling.
He was the top tip amongst the Sky Sport commentary team for MVP this season.
Doing nothing to dissuade those prognosticators, me among them.
Pero Hunt back out, quick hands, Carr, Jackson, corner 3, that'll miss. Cameron, rebound, here we go, Mitch McCarron.
And Mitch McCarron, a guy that probably doesn't get enough talk about the way he sets the table for the entirety of this Airs team. Such a glue player, willing to let everybody else take the shine.
Shot clock, single digits now. Froling, Jackson in front of him, gets him off the floor, gets busy, pass, picked off. Late shot
and
goes
one.
in. That'll count.
Oh, he's saying, okay, so I think he blew the whistle saying shot clock violation, no foul, bucket counts.
Absolutely counts for mine. What a shot, Flynn Cameron.
How about this? Time going off, somehow gets it in, get it up, buckets.
Counts. Mark it down. Incredible stuff here. That'll get the crowd on their feet to get this one underway today.
You're not gonna. That's a pretty good start to your first game of your new team.
Well, that would be, I was going to say his first basket, second basket in the Cells NBL. Flynn Cameron. McCarron dumps it behind, up strong, Davison.
Oh, just great job trailing that play, coming in at full speed. McCarron drops it off nicely, but a beautiful finish by Davison with the left.
Transition, nice for the Airs.
You see the defensive intensity already lifting for Taranaki.
Oh, there's that sweet high arc of Jaden Bazant.
Look, that moon ball is beautiful. He just takes his time. He can get it off on anybody because of the way the arc goes up above defenders there, and shows his range early in this one.
3 minutes in, good contest. Cells NBL, every game live on Sky Sport. McCarron pulls up, elbow from the Chemist Warehouse. Rebound, Froling goes back at it. Ooh, good hands up high from Phil Carr. Whistle's gone though, back of the head.
That's the call. Tough there. How about Sam Froling just putting in the work on the offensive glass as McCarron misses that jumper, but Sam Froling is a load in the low block, picking up his first offensive rebound of the game and looking to add to his 2-point total.
#1 rebounder in the competition now that Tyrell Harrison has headed back to Australia.
And Tyrell Harrison's still here, so that's going to stay up there. I mean, his numbers will stay here for a while. So until he's missed a requisite number of games, he's going to stay on top of the leaderboard for a while with his 16.
My eyes lit up then when you said he's still here.
No hidden info. No hidden info. He is off to NBL 1 in Queensland.
10-7, early stages. Let's see if the Fi can respond here. Again, that defense pushing right out at the moment from the Airs, making it hard for the Fi. Tall timber, Froling, hard to shoot over. They've got to get busy, they won't. Time's run out.
Well, Phil Carr put a nice move there on Sam Froling to get him up in the air, but the help side came over, and suddenly he was completely shut down. No options. And he eventually tries to get it out, just too late. Taranaki smothering on the defensive end already. But the Fi doing a nice job of not turning the ball over yet.
Flynn Cameron coming off a huge Australian NBL season. Froling doubled. Oh, Davison, get up.
Bouncy.
Man.
Carlin Davison, great find. Sam Froling, better cut by Davison, not staying out there, but becoming a cutter, being active, and rewarded above the rim with a two-hand flush.
And as soon as that double team went to Froling, Davison took advantage. Bazant, closed down by Flynn Cameron, has to go long and high, and does.
A beautiful shot on display once again. 6 points now, keeping Taranaki within touch distance, just down 2.
Froling too strong on Jackson. Way too strong. Timeout called by the Fi. Matt Lacey wants a chat. How about big Samson Froling?
I mean, just getting the ball and going wherever he wants to go. Gets it at half court. First, we take a look at the beautiful pass at high, and then outside the charge circle, Carlin Davison takes flight. And then on the backside, Sam Froling, just too strong, too big. They're going to have to start sending a second defender there to pick at that dribble. But if you're just letting him back down Vance Jackson one-on-one, that is going to be a certified bucket every opportunity.
Carlin Davison, 5th season in the competition. It's early days in 2024, but he's already up in points, up in blocks, up in minutes, and he's getting to the Chemist Warehouse stripe an average of 8 times a game.
And what's interesting, and he's playing probably out of his preferred position. He's playing the 4 spot most part for this Airs team. Looks like Quentin Bailey's about to come in, so he's going to slide back down to the 3. But playing as the 4, he's got such a quickness advantage on anybody who's guarding him. He certainly can be a defensive pest, switching into any on-ball screen between a power forward and a guard. So his versatility, if he's able to upsize there and play a little bit more big, makes him a much more valuable player than just a wing who has to be on the perimeter at all times.
Earlier today in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, great win for the Airs, 42-23, their second half.
Man, this suddenly becomes a very big team with Carlin Davison at the 3 and Bailey in at the 4. A lot of size out there for them now.
Well, Jackson's going to get pinged here for the elbow. The coin officials, Ryan Jones right on that one.
Did that get caught up into a switch? Was that?
Pretty sure it was on Jackson for raising the elbow and collecting Mitch McCarron.
Yeah, Mitch McCarron was where I was wondering about as a defender, as Jackson will go to the bench. Mitch McCarron, he's one of those guards where the big thinks he's got to switch onto a guard, but that's a stout guard who does not mind standing up to you in post defense.
Loads of experience, McCarron. A few Aussie NBL teams looking at him at the moment. Flynn Cameron.
Up to 7. 2 layups and the miracle triple. Hasn't missed a shot yet, making the game look very easy.
On debut with the Airs, joining brother Tobias, who have played some international basketball representing New Zealand together. Carr, nowhere to go, shut down. Holland gives it up, Pero Hunt sends it back for 3. They need this, and it's missed everything.
A lot of work down there at the end of the shot clock. The way that Taranaki is rotating, challenging shots, and that's the 4th time, I think, in this first quarter that we've seen that shot clock get all the way down to 0. This time ends up in the air ball, and a testament to what Taranaki's been able to do defensively.
Airs took down the Jets in round 1 and then suffered a loss in the Big Smoke to the Tuatara. At full strength here today, though. McCarron, hesitation.
Just such a powerful guard. I mean, he's got the ability to do this much more often than he does. He could be an easy 20-point scorer in our game, but he's on constant triple-double alert because of his skill set.
Corner 3 for Holland misses. Here comes McCarron again. Dumps it behind. Cameron knocked out of his hands.
Not bad defense there, because it was a tricky little play. Cameron seemed to have a pretty free drive to the cup after that between the legs drop off, but the recovery knocks that ball out of bounds off his leg, and the 5 breathing a sigh of relief not to go down 10 early.
And how good for the family, the Cameron brothers playing basketball together again.
Yeah, Pero and Janelle, parents, are being very excited, I'm sure. I think Pero's coming in town pretty soon to start tailback preparation, so he might actually be viewing this a little bit more up closely soon.
Holland with the miss underneath. Nothing going right for the Fi at the moment. Again, on the move. McCarron searching. Takes the shot himself. Phil Carr did well to knock it clear.
Good job defensively, stick with McCarron on that fade, and Bazant straight to the cup.
Oh,
denied.
Mini. Whew. Well, that was a maxi from Elijah Mini. And gets the steal now. Can't keep it in. Nice highlight there for the Airs import, Elijah Mini. Have a look at this on the GJ Gardner-Holmes.
A nice drive by Bazant. He thinks he's got the wide open, but Mini says, get that shot out of here. Give me that one. And we spoke about the Fi only averaging 8 turnovers a game coming into this one, already with 3 in the quarter.
It's a telling stat, isn't it? All the stats, of course, with thanks to Chemist Warehouse. Deep range here from Bazant. Late in the shot clock.
And just not executing as well as they need to right now.
Mini pulls up. There's a foul here off the rebound. That'll be against Tatui Lewis, tangling up with Tobias Cameron, who's into the game now.
4th personal foul in the quarter, I believe. And moving forward, they should be shooting free throws. Not a foul yet on Taranaki. They are dominating this game early. Pretty much every area except for the score sheet. They're just down 8, and I think the Fi should probably feel pretty fortunate not to be down a bit more.
Rakawa. Down low, Bailey turns into trouble. Sends it back out, Flynn Cameron.
Flynn Cameron still has not missed a shot. That one deep, 2 for 2 from deep. Putting it all together up to 10 points.
On fire. Bazant has already nailed 2 from downtown. We'll put that one away.
Offensive rebound's a great way to create those possessions. Finding to capitalize though, find a bucket here.
They look constantly under pressure, the Fi, and that's not going to help stepping out of court. Tatui Lewis.
Best defender in the competition out there on the wing. Don't think that was
No, Zion Anderson, who's out onto the court.
Just, you know, it's something most basketball players do. They take that step back before you go forward, but you can get that out of your game just with the forward step so much quicker.
Cameron just dancing on a dime at the moment, if you don't mind. Flynn Cameron.
Just such an excellent combination of strength and skill. He is a big guard, sits out about there 6'4"-ish, very strong in frame as well, and can do it on the inside or the outside.
Up to 12 now. Whoopoi for 3. That doesn't go down. Here they come again, relentless, no mercy. The Airs out by 13. Speaking of no mercy, Cameron to his brother. He goes searching for a basket now. Shot clock at 8. Inside, Bailey off balance, puts it down.
Well, the energy from the Airs right now, you can tell, is infectious amongst this crew. A lot of movement without the basketball. When there's a shot there, there's no second guessing it. They're not worried about overpassing. I have a shot, I'm gonna take the shot. But when it's not there, you're seeing excellent movement, giving options to guys who are in a little bit of trouble. And that time it's Quentin Bailey getting the ball where he likes it best, on that left shoulder, so he can just go up with that strong hook shot.
Tough question for you, Case. This team went to Auckland last week. They saw the Tuatara go down to the Saints by 30 in round 1. Did they go to the big smoke overconfident?
I don't think they did. I think to me it was more a case of the Tuatara being better the second week out. That first week it looked like an underdone Tuatara team that just hadn't been around together. They looked like they were playing at a different speed. And to me it was a lift by Auckland more than it was a drop by Taranaki, because they were in pretty good position. And before the end of that game, as we see another
shot clock.
Well, is that a travel that time? Because there was still a bit of time on the shot clock. So either way, turnover forced there. And the Phi searching for answers in the half court in particular, just cannot get around this impenetrable defense of the Taranaki Airs.
Yeah, defensive pressure has been outstanding. Mini now over Carr. That won't go down. Phi staring down the barrel early. The two number 5s clash.
And interesting stat right now, Cruz Pro Hunt without a shot to go in period, not just go in, but without a shot in hand. And he's a guy who I think has the ability to put 20, 25 on the board for him.
We saw him in round 1.
He's excellent in that one, and a little bit slower out the gates against Auckland, but he can get it going from deep as well to the cup, and they need more out of him, but Taranaki has his number in the scouting report.
Pazant uses the screen. Well short on the shot though. Tobias Cameron. Nice pass to Mini. Just couldn't get a handle on it.
Oh,
that may have been an Airs ball. I think this will get overturned.
Yeah. That's going to stay this way. And a bit aggressive there by Taranaki, especially considering the shot clock was off. They went for the quick one. Let's see if they don't slow it down a little bit and make sure they get the last shot in this quarter.
Well, the 2 coin officials and every person on the Airs bench helped out Ryan Jones on that call. Rakawa, Mini for 3, if you do not mind. What a start today by the Airs.
Clinical. They are clinical in the half court right now. They're doing everything right, shooting about 70% from the field on their way to those 29 points. And they've got 6 assists in it as well.
Quarter time, it's all the Airs this afternoon in the NZNBL. Second quarter coming up after the break. No mai hake mai. Welcome back to New Plymouth this afternoon. Chemist Warehouse stats to quarter time, dominated by the Airs. They lead this one 29-10, and Casey, it included a 17-zip run to finish that first quarter. Quite amazing.
Well, the offense is great, 29 points, but if I'm Coach Sam McKinnon, I'm happy about this defense, and what they're looking right now is Philip Carr finally makes some inroads inside the paint. They just have not been able to get anything going there. The Phi already have 5 turnovers, and that's just their 3rd bucket inside the key.
The Airs shooting at a 70% clip. They are on a mission here this afternoon. Mini to Froling. Felt like Sam Froling sat half of the first quarter as well. That one knocked out of the hands of McCarron. The Airs will keep it.
Of course, Sam Froling's going to miss a bit of time this year, and he goes away to Boomers camp. And it's just 0.9 on the shot clock. What do the Airs have? Well, they got Carlin Davison to get it up on the rim.
And they're going to get it back. So that's worked out well for the team in black. How about the crowd here today?
They're very happy with what they're seeing. Outside of that turnover there, a little bit of miscommunication. But this is all their dreams come true in this lineup.
Just the second turnover for the Airs.
Foul on Cameron underneath there, grabbing Vance Jackson Jr. from behind, trying to dissuade the post pass.
As is always the case on Saturdays and Sundays, doubleheaders in the Sal's NBL, Nuggets and the Saints tonight. I'll let you think about that for a moment, Case. I'm sure the viewers would love some sort of guidance.
Oh, a tough foul there, and Elijah Minnie looked like he had the ball first. Minnie does not agree.
Tip for tonight?
I mean, I'm probably someone who's underestimated the Otago Nuggets a few too many times, but
I'm with you.
When I look at this Saints squad, I do think they have the advantage if they're playing well. In particular, if Lat Mayan is ready and available. Haven't looked at the PSR report for that one just yet, but at a full-strength team, that Saints squad mighty impressive as we see Vance Jackson Jr. drain the triple.
And they've come out in this second and added the first 5 points. Better signs for the Phi. 1-1 on the season, so too the Airs. McCarron, slick hands. Davison underneath. Froling, hesitation was nice, wasn't it?
Davison, beautiful little pass there. I mean, not an easy pass, and not a pass some players of his age look for very often, but forming a nice partnership with Froling on the interior passing there.
Lewis to Jackson. Fires from deep again.
And just no inroads on the glass. This Phi team very dependent on that three-point shot going. It's not at the rate they need it to be just yet.
Jackson 8 of 22 shooting on debut last week against the Tuatara. 4 of 12 from deep he was. Turnover there. And now maybe the Phi with a chance through Jackson, who gets tangled up amongst those long limbs of Sam Froling.
He was pretty fortunate to keep possession there. Ends up going off the back of Froling. As Vance Jackson Jr. just had limited options with that two-headed defender there. Samson, Froling, and doing the bulk of the defensive efforts.
Great start today by the Airs at home for the first time. Here's Holland. Haven't seen a lot of him. Carr. Don't know if it slipped out of his hand. You'd certainly hope so.
He looked at that backboard like it moved on him.
Well, it was moving before the game. There's Sam Froling.
The catch is just so deep. If he's catching on the block, that's a bucket. This Phi lineup just does not have anybody with the bone marrow to keep Froling from getting where he wants to go down low.
He's up to 9. And he's made it look easy so far, hasn't he? Pero Hunt. And again, another turnover for the Phi. They're at 6s and 7s right now, trying to find an answer to this hot Airs team.
Well, the way that this Taranaki defense sort of is sponging everything up on drive, you see how much attention they're paying in the paint once those drivers get there, once the ball gets there. And they're going to have to start hitting some triples to draw those defenders out and free up some space for the drivers. But right now, those angles just do not exist. As the Phi go to a zone, try a little something else.
Airs already up to 20 points inside the paint as well. Dominating. Froling, 2 feet in, adds another 2, make it 22. inside the paint.
I mean, that's just too easy for him. At that 15-foot line, DeMarcus Hollins just cannot slow him down.
Better play. Phil Carr finishes it off.
Movement without the basketball. When that defense is going to just sad to the middle and take away all those driving lanes, you got to move without. And this time it's Philip Carr. See a bunch of players looking at the basketball, but nobody looking at Phil Carr cutting through and making himself available to cut it to 18.
Timeout here early in the second. Round 3 of the Sal's NBL. Sal's hoop edge during the week, Casey. It was revealed that the league is currently looking at the possibility of an all-star game in the Sal's NBL in 2025. Exciting stuff.
Yeah, it's not something that's been around in my time from the league, which, you know, dates back just after the turn of the century. So it would be an exciting time.
Which century?
Oh, thanks. What are you looking in the mirror at me? You're looking at me. Who are we talking about here? Killing me. But, you know, haven't had that in the past 20 years, and it's always a great thing for the fans. And the good thing about having an all-star game here in New Zealand is it'll be taken slightly more seriously than the American version.
I think so. From all reports, 3 options on the table. North versus South, of course. North Island, South Island, always a good
fun.
rivalry. Yep. Imports versus Kiwis.
Well, that could be a good one.
And then the third one, which I like, is fan vote. Top 24 players make it through. 2 captains are picked, and they literally draft the rest of their team.
Put it into the van vote. I don't know. Isn't that how Steve Francis became an all-star for about 4 years straight there playing with Yao Ming?
There we go. Froling on the restart. He's off to the Chemist Warehouse line. Have you got a favourite out of those 3?
Out of those 3, I'll probably lean towards the imports versus Kiwis. You know, I think when you're talking about an all-star game, you want guys to play hard, and when you're lining up the imports against the Kiwis, I guarantee you the Kiwis are going to go out there trying to take it to them. And those imports, they don't want to go in. They don't want those losses to local guys on their resume.
Need to send out our best wishes this afternoon as well, Casey. One of our very own on the Sky Sport commentary team, Crystal Ledger-Walker. Congratulations.
Well done.
Baby daughter.
Congratulations. Add another to the dynasty of basketball talent that is the Ledger-Walker family.
Holy Tapar.
What a beautiful time for the family. It's great now. Hopefully the honeymoon lasts as long as it possibly can.
Congratulations to Crystal and family on the safe arrival of their baby daughter. Getting up.
Look at Davison.
Davison again, straight down the lane.
Just a terror in transition. And look at that finish. I mean, he basically took a step from just a little bit inside the free throw line, finishes on the rim. Just tantalizing athleticism on display for him.
And again, this defense strangling the fight right now. Pero Hunt sends it out to the corner. Holland with the miss.
If those threes don't start dropping, they're just not going to have. Oh my goodness. That would have been a heck of a highlight.
Well, McCarron and Davison knew exactly what they were doing from mid-court. Communication is strong. Holland. And now Pero Hunt backs it out. Carr gives it up. Holland gives it up. Jackson will fire away. That one halfway down. And again, offensive rebounding, not a problem for the team in white at the moment.
Well, if they're going to force them into these extra long rotations, there should be offensive rebounding opportunities. It's Bazant. Oh my, that is beautiful use of the English. Get him in 9-ball tournament with a spin like that.
Tough over the top, wasn't it?
Look at this finish.
He moves up to 8.
Over Froling. Look where that hits.
That is tough.
That's up on the G.J. Gardner side. That is a impressive bit of skill. I mean, the angle, to just know that's the angle you have to finish over because you're on top of Froling. And I can't say how much I am impressed with this Taranaki defense. I mean, I can't say too much. I mean, because they are absolutely locking things down. Love the rotations. Nothing easy. Even when they are giving up buckets, it's on shots like that, which is just tremendous individual skill that time by Bazant. 20 points the difference, but they are really, really trying to enforce their will on this end of the court.
How important is Mitch McCarron to this team? I mean, we talk a lot about Sam Froling, and rightly so, but just watching Mitch McCarron out there, constantly talking, constantly gesturing with his hands to his teammates. How important is he, Case?
I've always been a big fan of his game and a huge fan of his unselfishness as Rukawa drains that one. Excellent high-low against the zone there, get the ball to the high post, kick it out. But McCarron, he just doesn't care about stats. And that's such a rare thing to have in a teammate. He's just out there to ensure whatever he can do for the win. Is the FI answer in response on that transition opportunity there.
Here is McCarron to Mini. Rakawa now. Moving the ball well. Cameron fires from deep. Too deep. In the end, just a little bit too much on it. Now Tobias playing defense on Jackson. Up over the top for two. Better signs for the FI.
Not poor defense, forced Jackson to a pretty difficult fadeaway, but he does have a beautiful soft touch for a big man. Fading to the right there, still able to get a drop and cut it under 20 points. They got to string some stops together.
McCarron, great work inside. Quentin Bailey. And again, just the Airs' ability to work down the lane, find the gap, and their baskets at the hoop are coming too easily.
Where's the weak side help? The ball's on that weak side. Marcus Holland that time, he's got his feet outside the keys, completely attached despite the ball being 35 feet away. You have to sag middle. You have to get some help from your teammates, and that's just not happening right now.
Well, you and I have got a flight to catch later this evening. Of course, grand final rematch tomorrow, the Rams and the Tuatara. We're looking forward to that one. And guess what we're doing on the way to the airport? Stopping
right there at Sal's, getting a Fire Island pizza. Gotta love some Sal's pizza. Especially this one, it's got the cupped and charred pepperoni. It's got the jalapenos on there.
I like the way...
little honey drizzle.
Your descriptive prowess around a pizza.
I've had a few of these.
Best in the business. And of course, official stats partner of the Sal's NBL, Chemist Warehouse. Great to have them with us up and down the country. Backing basketball in a big, big way. Wonderful partners around this competition. And speaking of partners, increased commercial partners coming for the women's game as well. Toihi Basketball Aotearoa, some massive announcements in the last week. Some exciting times ahead. And a move in season, October, November, December. International expansion in 2025 and a bit of a pay boost as well.
It's great to see. Free agency opening as well. Let's see what the FI do here against the zone defense.
Down by 21.
Not much.
They turn it over.
Lack of execution on that one. Little change up certainly affecting the FI in the half court.
McCarron running the show at the moment. That's come off Holland.
Benjamin just mishandles that one. Unlucky on the catch, but stays with the Airs underneath.
I mean, this is a loaded team. Mini going at 18 points a game. Just playing a smaller role today. McCarron looking for Froling. May get it back and does. Another turnover for the FI. Here is Mini from the left wing. Is fouled. He's off to the Chemist Warehouse strike for three.
And I think that's going to be Vance Jackson's third personal foul here in the first half. And the quick check, yeah, that is correct. So not only does he commit the cardinal sin of fouling a three-point shooter, trying to hustle to get back into play, just takes out the arm there. Easy whistle to be blown, but he will more than likely be done for the rest of this half.
And for memory, Case, Elijah Mini had signed a contract to come and play in the Sal's NBL back in 2020, I believe it was. And then, of course, everything shut down and he had to wait a few years before he finally got here.
Yeah, it was going to be a Palmerston North Jet, and we're the Manawatu Jet, down in Palmerston North. Back when Tim McTammany was the coach, and he was a big fan of this man's game. Thought he would be an excellent player in this competition. Probably has more than he's been able to show us in the first couple of rounds, but the depth of talent on the Airs is such that imports will not be relied upon to a huge degree.
Mini takes a break. Just under 3 to play in this opening half. A half dominated by the home team in front of a big crowd. Saturday afternoon hoops in the Sal's NBL. Great to be back here in New Plymouth again. They had an outstanding run in 2022 before that shock loss in the semi-finals. Last season was tough, but they look like they are back with a bang in 2024. Speaking of bangers, here he comes. Davison off balance. He was fouled by Jaden Bazant.
Flint Cameron tries to pretend he was going to catch that one off the backboard and go between the legs. I like the ambition. This Taranaki squad just seems to be playing with a different level of intensity and speed right now. The FI, they have no answers on the offensive end, and they're just getting bent on this end as well.
Another strong move from Sam Froling.
As Phil Carr picks up foul number 2. And a quick move by Froling there. Little fake handoff. Lots of speed, the natural lefty. Those natural lefties are always more difficult to guard, especially for bigs. We don't think in 2 hands. We think everybody's a right-hander.
We love a lefty. You mentioned free agency opening up in To'ihi next week. I think it is next Wednesday. Free agency is also opened up in the Australian NBL. A little bit of movement over there at the moment.
Some changes being made. Of course, Breakers fans. Will McDowell-White no longer going to be a Breaker.
Happy? Sad?
Oh, he's a fantastic player. He's a great man as well. Certainly makes things difficult, but there are some whispers and rumors that there's a point guard from the Australian shores in this game that might be getting looked at by the Breakers. Of course, Mitch McCarron is the Australian point guard in this game. For
Double M, that's right. I like your clues that you're giving. 25-point margin. FI at the moment shooting at 35%. The Airs still going at 69%.
A big thing still for the FI. 35% overall, but that's 58% of that is inside the arc. They're 7 for 12 inside 3. But outside that arc, they are just 3 for 16 at 18%, and notably without a free throw. They have not been able to get to the Chemist Warehouse stripe in this game. And if you're not shooting from 3 with very much efficiency and you're not hitting any free throws, it's going to make a long night.
They put a little bit of pressure up the court here. A couple of minutes to play in the opening half. Cameron back onto the floor, dominated the first quarter. Scoops it out to Davison. Froling off the boards, got a hand on it. Fell to Holland. Bazant. Lewis fires away for 3. That one rattled around. Another offensive rebound, though, for the FI.
And those long shots are giving them the opportunity for those caroms to come off their way. And the hustle hasn't dipped. They just haven't been able to execute.
Off balance. DeMarcus Holland for a
Finally.
deep 2, I think.
Was that a 2? Didn't get the 3 on that one. Oh, yeah, that is correct. Thought he might have been behind the line, but even when it's going their way, still a little unfortunate.
Tough to come by, just 4 points for him.
I think that's the first miss of the day for Flynn Cameron, as he's sitting on 12 points, just behind leading scorer Froling at 14.
Carr on the drive, somehow just got Froling on the back foot. Couldn't finish though. Cameron now, Froling, too easy. Oh, that one, maybe the ease in the end.
Back and forth we go. Track meet, can somebody get a finish?
Froling's gonna finish here, is he? Sloppy play both ways. Cameron, he's had enough. Can't finish either.
Another offensive rebound though, rewarded.
Oh, here comes Davison down the middle for 2.
Well, it's a little too free-flowing for my liking if I'm Coach Matt Lacey. Not a lot of execution, not a lot of the things I'm sure they're working on in training right now. It's got the look of a training run just going up, and they're not putting enough pressure on this Taranaki side to get them to do things other than whatever they want to do.
Airs bring up the 50. Both teams have their player timeout available. Although with the gap at 25, the Airs may just play this out as long as they possibly can. Cameron steps back for 3. Battle underneath. And they're going to get it back, the team in black.
Well, is that a foul called away?
Well, there was a couple of whistles there. off the baseline and from the trailing official as well, I think. Let's have a look at it again.
Yeah, no whistle there. Nobody had called a foul yet. Not sure exactly where it's going, but I'm not sure who's taking the ball. Are they going to take a player timeout here to discuss it? They've had plenty of time, so just one last look. Let's see what they go with.
2.3. Cameron to bring it in. He's got to be a bit quicker than that, and in the end, he's had to throw it off the leg of Jet Thompson.
Looking for something to develop on that weak side, but all the action was on the strong side. Not a lot of angle for the pass, and him and Jet Thompson have a bit of a laugh about it.
And we're going to get a timeout now. So forget about the player timeout. Sam McKinnon is going to draw something up here for the Airs.
Yeah, he gave him a chance, didn't he? Because, guys, you're up 25. Let's see what you got. Oh, that's what you got? Come back over here.
Let's go. We'll have a chat.
Let me show you what we should be running. But, you know, even when the score is a little bit out of hand, and it is a little bit out of hand right now. They're doubled up 50-25 as our fourth quarter chats have started a little bit early today. But it's still about execution at these moments. And it's important for a coach to get his guys paying attention defensively, offensively. These are the things we want to do. Right now, offensively, we maybe have 25, but there's going to be a game this year where we're down 1, and we need to have a bucket on a play like this. Show me how you can execute coming out of this timeout. ATOs after timeout plays, I mean, they are so important to who wins games, especially when they're close coming down the stretch.
Well, we're about to find out. 1.8 to play in the opening half here today. The Airs have dominated. Let's see what former Australian boomer Sam McKinnon has drawn up. Cameron once, twice, now Rakawa for 3. Oh, look good off the hand. But that'll do us to the half. And it's a very sizable lead for the Taranaki Airs, out by 25. Dominating from the opening tip. They won the first quarter 29-10. And that second quarter 21-15. Froling leading the way with 14 points. Big crowd in attendance here this afternoon. They'll be pretty happy with what they've seen, Case.
This is exactly what they expected. Doubling up 50-25, maybe a little bit more, but a great effort here in the first half. And we'll be back with the stats after this.
Namai Hakimai, welcome back to New Plymouth this afternoon. TSB Stadium, Justin Nelson, Casey Frank with you, and a half of basketball dominated by the Taranaki Airs. What a good-looking team this is. Let's have a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats.
Well, nothing overwhelming there for Taranaki because what they're doing is on the defensive end. Certainly see some great leading from the front. Froling, Cameron, Davison leading scorers in that game, but it's equal opportunity. Everybody's getting a chance. Jaden Bazant, 2 early threes. That's the best for the FI. The rebounds are leading the way of Taranaki, 21-16 edge overall, but you see once again, everybody's getting a taste. Philip Carr able to grab 8 rebounds for the FI, trying to slow that tide there. Leading off to the assists. Haven't seen a ton of assists for the FI, just 6 on their buckets in total, but 13 for Taranaki, as you see Mitch McCarron making sure everybody's able to eat. Froling, Davison, a couple apiece in that area. The blocks, well, no surprise, it's all on the side of the Airs. Their defensive intensity has been phenomenal, holding Taranaki to 33% shooting. And 3 steals for Sam Froling. He's eaten in that area, and not enough for the FI. So those 3 steals, part of forcing 9 turnovers for the FI. Coming into this game, they averaged just 8 a game.
Telling stat, isn't it? All the stats, of course, were thanks to Chemist Warehouse. We were talking late in that second quarter about all-star games in the NZNBL, potentially in 2025. Had a few messages come through. Chris Simpson, of course, former Tall Black himself. He just sent me a message to say all-star games in the 90s, and the best one that he can remember down in Dunedin, American imports up against the Kiwis.
That's the one. That's the one that you know there's going to be some high talent level in that one, and I think it will be interesting if that does end up getting over the line. There is going to be a time in it, so it will be interesting if that's the way it goes.
His closing comments: blood on the floor, I vote for that option.
Well, things have changed slightly since the 90s there, Simo. Hopefully there's no blood on the floor in an all-star game. That's not what we're looking for in the middle of the season.
Well, I'll tell you what's coming up after round 7 this season, a trade window. And on the other side of this break, Casey Frank, I've got a trade option that I want to discuss with you. At the half, the Airs lead the FI by 25. Kia ora, no mai hake mai. Welcome back to New Plymouth this afternoon. Second half not too far away from starting. The Airs seemingly with this one in the bag right now. Blistering opening half, leading the way over the Whai. 50-25. Justin Nelson, Casey Frank with you. Round 3 underway. The inclusion round in the Sal's NBL. Big doubleheader, as is the case every Saturday. Nuggets and the Saints still to come. There's our live poll. Well, I'm surprised 28% are still going with the Whai at the moment, Coach.
Well, if you haven't done it yet, as we take a look at Link Abrams, former Taranaki Airs big man in the post, all-league player once upon a time. But if you haven't gotten it yet, get it now, because there's a chance that you might have an idea about who's going to win this game. And that'll get you a little bit closer to Sal's Pizza. But long halftime for the Whai. I think they had probably a pretty frank discussion about the things that were good enough and weren't good enough. And there was not too many things that were above the line in that conversation. They need all-over improvement and to find a way to just get this back to respectability, much less thinking about a dub.
What are the odds that the Yeti is in and amongst the crowd when they're handing out pizzas at halftime?
That's pretty much his job, isn't it? He might be the biggest celebrity at a basketball game I've ever seen, especially when he's tossing the lollies out, because then he's mobbed.
He definitely is one of the most popular mascots in the competition. Coming up after round 7 this season, brand new innovation in the Sal's NBL, a trade window, 66 hours where players can move teams. Of course, players need to agree to a move, and they can undertake an opportunity to find greener pastures. And any team that trades a player in also gets a bump in their salary cap as well. I'm going to throw one out there right now to you, Casey, because I'm looking at this Whai team at the moment. I think they need a really good four-man, a rim runner, a player that can play inside and out. And I think the Bulls, the Franklin Bulls, have a surplus at the moment. They've got...
At the moment?
Well, they've got Dom Kelman-Pottor to come back in.
Okay, he's coming back.
And they've also got Jordan Hunt to come back from injury.
Looks like he's going to be back in a few weeks. Yeah.
I'm proposing Jordan Hunt to the Whai.
Well, I'm sure the Whai would like it.
Absolutely they would.
Now, the Bulls, on the other hand, as we take a look at that fiber broadband offer, make sure you get that one so you can see it crystal clear. From the Bulls' perspective, I think they'd like a little bit more size. Nothing wrong with having 3 bigs. And, you know, when I look at that lineup with Timmons, with DKP, with Jordan Hunt's a guy, the way he can shoot it, can probably step out a little bit as well. If I was the Whai, I'd be all over that possibility. If I was the Bulls, I would say, no, maybe call later.
Well, the great thing that we're going to see in that trade window between round 7 and round 8, there's going to be a lot of phone calls. And for us, there's going to be a lot of hypotheticals.
Sunday, May 12th. Wow, watch your social feeds, because that's when it's going to be happening. There are certainly going to be some teams, and I think more particularly some players, that are looking for some greener pastures at that point of the season.
All of that still to play out. Second half underway here today in Taranaki. Mitch McCarron's going to get an early look. Davison, bang, offensive rebound, flushes it down.
Athlete. That's a straight vert dunk with no issue whatsoever. I like to see that activity on the glass, as he's up into double figures now.
Averaging 13.5 this season. He's best in 5 seasons, so he's well and truly on track. The Whai to Tui Lewis starting in the second half. What do they need to do from here, Case?
Well, they need to start playing some defense. First and foremost, the 52 points, or up to 50 points at halftime, not good enough. But they need to find a way, obviously, to score the basketball. That's the biggest problem right now. Need to create those shots. Need something on the rim. As we see a good drive there by Elijah Minnie. First and foremost, if I'm the Whai, I want to be on the rim. 0 free throws. We're shooting the ball very poorly from beyond the arc. Let's stop relying on that. Let's put some pressure on the back line of defense. Try and get these in foul trouble. Try and get some positive momentum plays for us. The exact type of plays Taranaki is making those towards us coming out of the break. And
some good teamwork there. Everybody just clearing out for Elijah Minnie.
I mean, Taranaki really is just taking turns. They're throwing the ball wherever that advantage is, and there's a few advantages on the court. That's who's getting the ball. They're going down in the post to Froling as Minnie makes the shot, but there's kind of a substitution there, so just a freebie. As a little bit of change in positioning on the free throw line.
Vance Jackson Jr., the player not starting in this second half for the FI, sitting with 3 fouls at the moment. Can I throw a question your way as Vance Jackson does come back
Checks in immediately.
Cruz Pero Hunt has not put up a shot in the game.
That's what I'm wondering about. You know, he's been the most consistent offensive player in round 1. He was fantastic in particular, but they have not been able to find him the basketball at all, and a lot of that has to do with Mitch McCarron as Carlin Davison. Woo, okay, that looked like a block from this angle. DeMarcus Owen pretty fortunate to get that one. Let's see, is it on the way up? Is it off the glass? That's clean, baby.
That is clean.
That's clean. Well done, Carlin Davison. The FI will take the 2 points, but back to Cruz Pro Hunt. That's Mitch McCarron. That's Mitch McCarron putting the clamps on. He is saying, I'm taking this challenge. You're not going to get it done, and it's been difficult for him to find space.
We do get the opportunity at a second look and slowing it down. Here's Mini for 2. How high did Davison get up, though?
Not his peak. No question about it. He can jump with the best of them in this competition, and really pretty much around the world. Not too many guys who have those bouncy springs.
Double the score right now for the Airs. McCarron picks up the dribble. Froling looking at his opportunities. He'll go it alone inside, and he just does that so well. The turnaround baby hook on the left.
Well, he's going to that strong hand. If you don't stop him, he's going to be able to finish with the right. And that ability to be ambidextrous in his finishing is just another on the list of things that makes him so tough to guard.
16 for him. Jackson in and out. Cameron, his first quarter on debut in the Cells NBL was quite amazing. Steps back underneath, gets contact, finishes well.
I mean, beautiful footwork and post presence for a guard that's very impressive. The step through, staying on the feet, not traveling, and taking a bit of contact as Vance Jackson picks up foul number 4.
Had only just come back out, hadn't he?
I mean, not a whole lot in it, but just a little bit too much movement as Cruz Pro Hunt is saying, give me some answers here.
Going from bad to worse right now for the FI, and Matt Lacey in just his 3rd game with the coach's clipboard in the Cells NBL. He will be searching for answers right now.
Well, every once in a while, you run into a buzzsaw, and there's nothing you can do about it.
This one's sharp.
I mean, this certainly must be what it feels like for the FI right now, is everything just going the Taranaki way. And occasionally being out hustled. Mini the first one to the floor there.
Can they make something of this? Pero Hunt finally gets a shot, and look at that.
1 for 1. Let's get him some looks.
It's not 6:43 to go in the first quarter. It's in the 3rd, and that's his first shot of the game. The man who averages 19 points every time he steps out so far this season.
In rhythm there, Davison. 28 points. And now, you know, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. We're down 28, got it under 30. Let's get it, let's keep working. Let's get another 20. You know it's a long day in the commentary booth, and that's the best we have to offer. Let's get it under 20.
It has certainly been a long afternoon. 28, the margin. Well, so much was said of this team, Casey, through the preseason, the Airs and the way they'd gone about recruiting. New ownership, of course. Media 8 out of Australia. They're in the building today. Chris Anstey we saw walking around earlier on. He's part of that group.
I see Chris Anstey from a ways away.
He does stand out. They've got to be pretty happy with what they've seen so far. Good crowd in attendance and a good performance on court right now. Moving the ball well as they search for another basket. Flynn Cameron. Davison inside, Froling, quick hands, ends up with Bailey. And Jet Thompson did enough there in the end.
Well, it's going to stay with Taranaki. Nice job by Thompson coming out, dropping out of the top end of the zone there. He had to worry about the shooter, but he times that nicely. Knocks it out. Still 4 seconds, or 4.9, sorry, on the shot clock.
Davison to bring it in. Orakawa into the action now. Little floater. Oh, just hang time for Daron.
Well, he loves that shot. He's got a real ability to hold his space in the air while defenders go by him. And he really does like the last-second shots as well.
Second basket of the game.
Second basket in a row.
Cruz Pero Hunt.
Back-to-back triples, now up to 6 points. That was definitely something they needed to get on the right foot, get him a little momentum going forward.
Rakawa gets some cover from Bailey, leaves it short, off bodies.
Is that gonna stay for Taranaki ball?
I think it is.
Sam Froling tiptoeing on the sideline. The hustle continues, showing off. He's not just a big fella banging around, but he's got that soft touch, ability to catch it off and put it in. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block for Froling up to this point.
And such is the way when you're a new team. Everything's a record, good or bad. Froling looking to add 2. Oh, through hands. Orakawa did well to keep that alive. Good and bad with records. The Fi at the moment headed for their lowest score in Cell's NBL history.
Phil Carr grabs the 10th rebound. Yeah, that is a problem in your first year. But 33 points halfway through the third quarter. That is mightily low. And it's this lack of penetration. Look how good this defense is just not letting anybody in there. Get a gift of a whistle on that one. Do the Fi.
Well, Holland, to be fair, has struggled. Phil Carr, they're all over him as well. Vance Jackson is sitting down with 4 fouls.
4 fouls in 13 minutes for Vance Jackson. He's got 7 points, 0 boards. Phil Carr, 4 points. 10 rebounds now, so good effort in that area. Active on the glass. Can he get a triple drop? No, he's going to go for the pull-up. Just a bit short.
Midway through the third. Cameron of the Tobias variety. Froling double-teamed. Orakawa now has been in this position so many times in his career. Sends it out to Froling, in and out. Quentin Bailey get up. And the Taranaki farmer unable to put it away.
Yeah, they couldn't milk that one for a whistle.
Yeah, nice. I'll pay that. Nice. Pero Hunt. Can he land a triple blow in this third quarter? He's already put 2 away from deep.
Sam Froling has found a lot of success bringing the ball up the court and just going right into this post and getting whatever he wants.
Oh, that's just a big man move.
Like, he gives the MJ shrug there as well. We get a substitution here. Looks like a whistle, but you let him dribble all the way up to this point, no help. Somebody else, Phil Carr, he's not probably used to going out there and defending, but you have to give a bit more defensive fortitude before that fella gets the ball all the way down there. Some help has to come from somewhere because the one-on-one on Sam Froling right now is certainly not the answer.
Well, he moves to 18 in the game, averaging 26 in his first season in the Salms at NBL. Highlight show every Tuesday night. Join us for the best bits of the Salms at NBL. And I think there's going to be plenty of it for the Airs out of this game. Some good highlights last night. The Giants getting over the Tuatara by 4.
Held on. Tuatara never really able to find that rhythm. Cut it to 8, cut it to 6, and at the end of the game was basically as close as it was in the second half. Had that game been 45 minutes, might have had a chance, but great plan by the Giants. They're really working hard, really hustling, and we've heard a lot of talk about the imports coming in, but I think for the Giants, as important as Kobe Langley was bringing Sam Dempster in.
Yeah, no doubt.
Just having another guy who can catch that ball, be a threat on the perimeter, move it around, know what the coach wants to do, and they certainly looked a lot better down the stretch as opposed to the week before where they could only score 10 points in the fourth quarter against the Saints.
Speaking of highlights, Troy Baxter Jr. Thursday night for the Jets.
Not a bad 35. We saw Carlin Davison above the rim. Troy Baxter Jr., he certainly knows what the air tastes like up there.
That helps out of the timeout. Jaden Bazant for 3.
He was, quite effective offensively early. As you see him fouling Jet Thompson there, but Jaden Bazant, another guy who I think has that ability to shoot, coming off the on ball here. Nice screen by Carr. Nobody steps up. And you're going to give it to me, I'll take it. Bang.
Highest scorer for the Fi with 13 points. Fi, by the way, not a single point off the bench this afternoon.
Nothing off the bench and nothing off the free throw line.
Orakawa loves a corner three. Davison with the foul underneath. Has a bit of a chuckle with coin official Ryan Jones.
Just looked like a good hustle there, got tangled up. Nice job by KPH to box that one out.
Spoke about the entertainment factor and the Yeti, of course, one of the most recognisable mascots in the Sal's NBL. I'm pretty sure the Airs, entertainment-wise, had the electric guitar going in the pre-game here today.
Pretty sure. Those Buccaneers of yours were locked into it.
I was excited.
I thought you were going to have to move out to West Auckland. Oh, my.
Davison the target again. Nothing wrong with West Auckland, by the way.
No, nothing. I'm just saying your musical leanings.
I'm there for it.
Leans very Westy. Old school Westy.
Foul called on Jerome Orakawa. I'm happy to put it out there right now that I think every team in the Sal's NBL for home games should have their very own electric guitar amped up and going.
I think there's 11 GMs across the competition right now happy that you are no longer in charge of making the rules for the Sal's NBL. But I could see it. It was quality strings. He was going to town.
And there's some serious shredding going on. Zion Anderson puts the first away from the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Got it back to 25 now. Taranaki, they haven't found anything close to that level of offensive efficiency. 2 minutes left. Oh my, Carl Davison slicing like a hot knife through butter through that Fi defense for the layup.
14-12 third quarter it's been so far in favor of the Airs.
They're just trading baskets. Taranaki can certainly do that for the rest of the game. The Fi have to find a way to string some stops together as KPH blows by Sam Froling, picks up the whistle.
Fi back at home in round 4. Here's the Davison basket. Getting up and finishing as he does so well.
First personal foul on Sam Froling.
Yeah, back at home in round 4, Casey, the Fi, they take on the Sharks. They're actually at home the week after. The Airs are paying them a visit.
Well, they'll enjoy the interim. But I expect them to be much better at home. Of course, this is the Fi's first road game of the franchise's history. As we see Phil Carr drain the triple and a timeout to Coach Sam McKinnon, because suddenly this game's not quite as far out of reach as it was a few minutes ago. Down to 22, possession by possession. The Fi are working their way back in. Nothing spectacular, but they're stringing together stops. And they're finally finding a little bit of efficiency on the offensive end.
Yeah, no flippancy in your comment about being back to 22 because the margin was as high as 31.
And you know, when you're down 30 at half, you're down 25 at halftime. You're looking at that second half. You're thinking, well, what can we do realistically to win this game? Well, what can we get the score to? Can we get this down to 20? And once you get it down to 20, and you're thinking, well, now can we get it to 15? It's just step by step. You're not looking at the finish line. You're looking at that next goal in game. What can we do as a collective to make it a little bit of a less steep climb moving forward?
Sal's Hoopheads every Wednesday night on Sky Sport. Join us as we pick apart basketball left, right, and center.
Looks like we've had a bit of a score sheet correction there, so it's now 64-40. So they didn't cut it to 22. 24 it is, though.
Davison.
The zone defense to try and shake the rhythm of the Airs.
Mini fires from deep. Davison getting up strong. The young man again showing just how athletic he is. Second effort was close as well.
I don't think determined enough on those last two finishes, went with those finger rolls. Certainly should have had a bucket, but the Fi will take it despite giving up a couple of offensive rebounds.
Here's Bazant. The skipper has battled bravely today. Has Mini in front of him. Again looking, goes over the top for a triple, nearly banked it in.
Just not bending the defense at all. You know, Bazant's certainly a guy who can make a shot like that, but you have to bend the defense to your will a little bit. Get that ball side to side, force them to rotate.
Holland draws the foul. Daron Rakawa, nice enough to step across and help him back to his feet.
Yeah, that felt spiteful. Nice strong drive in transition before the defense can get set up. Certainly some opportunities there if this Phi team's able to play with a little bit of pace.
We mentioned the Sharks earlier, the Phi at home to the Sharks in round 4. Of course, the Sharks have made some moves in the last week and a bit. Josh Turner, import guard, sent home. Tough round it was for the Sharks, losing to the Jets, and then on the road, the Hawks took them to task. There was a bit of a whisper that Kyle Adnam was the preferred choice and maybe about to come back into New Zealand for the 3rd time in his career.
He's over there with the Kilsyth Cobras.
He is, yeah, back at home. That's his home club. I have it on pretty strong authority at the moment that he is now no longer the target, and maybe an American point guard coming out of Europe. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on Mr. Davison as well.
The spinning finish there. Look, South needs an influx of something. The Southland Sharks do. Certainly not playing with the level of pride that the fans down there would expect in the orange jersey. And I think that's probably the thing that's most concerning for the coaching staff, for the administration, and for the players themselves, is got to find a way to make that work for them.
Well, you mentioned buzzsaws before as well. They've got the Saints coming to town. Monday night hoops and the Sal's NBL. Of course, all the action live here on Sky Sports. Sharks and the Saints. What a rivalry they have built up over the years. Nice little block there by Anderson.
Zion Anderson showing some athleticism, timed that well, and that's a finish to the quarter. Down to 25 points for Taranaki, who went about their work. Only 16 points in the quarter. 5, still not that much closer, actually, exactly where they were at halftime, but we'll be back to finish the 4th quarter after this.
One quarter to play in New Plymouth this afternoon. More Sal's NBL action not too far away. Of course, Sky Broadband Rapid League, Nuggets and the Saints coming up at 6:30 local time here in New Zealand. 7:30 p.m. tonight, Sal's NBL. Top of the table clash down in Dunedin with the Nuggets and the Saints locking horns. Looking forward to that one. One to play here. Good news for the Phi, Casey Frank, is they were able to go at it with the Airs in that 3rd quarter, 16 apiece.
Yeah, any victory is a good victory, even a little one in a game like this. So they've made some inroads. Now see if they can't keep that momentum going. Also finally got a little bit of support off the bench as Zion Anderson finally delivers a point. So now 1 bench point for the game.
Froling, double teamed, Mini open, gets on the drive, goes deep on Carr.
Shot clock violation.
Grand final rematch tomorrow, the Rams and the Tuatara. Both teams missing some personnel. Chris Anstey down there on the baseline, right beside the hoop there. Australian basketball royalty, former NBA player, of course, and part of the ownership group here of the Airs. Good to see him in town. Your thoughts tomorrow, Rams and the Tuatara?
I'm not sure what that Rams side's going to be. I think we're going to see a motivated Tuatara squad after Davison pops the air out of that one on that block. Tuatara will be motivated. A full-strength Rams squad is very difficult, but they haven't been full strength the last couple of weeks, have they?
Missing import KJ Buffin. We know he's definitely not playing tomorrow. Aiden Tong is away at the moment with 3x3. Here's a little bit more rated E for entertainment for you.
That's with the left. Yeah. Get the ability to block with the left hand, with the right hand. I mean, he's just so floaty. His reaction time, he can make up for so many mistakes with that athleticism and that verticality that he can play with.
And the unknown tomorrow definitely is Max Darling, 50-50 at the moment with concussion, missed last week.
Unfortunately, that's not something you can really play with. You're either ready or not, and hopefully for him, everything's going to be okay in a short amount of time.
Jaden Boucher missing today for the 5 course. Cruz Perro Hunt for 3.
Yeah, finds another triple. Works his way up to 9 points now on 3 for 4 shooting.
Here's Flynn Cameron. Certainly showed his class early in this game. Huge opening quarter by the Airs. Mr. Floaty himself, Davison, finds Froling. Little bunny, goes back at it again. There's 2 of them.
He's just stat packing. Packing those stats in. Offensive rebound, offensive rebound.
He's going to head to the Chemist Warehouse here, I think. Sam Froling, what an addition into the competition. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Cruz Perro Hunt didn't put up a shot in the first half. We spoke about that at length.
3 for 4 now. 9 points on the docket for him. Nice to see him finding a little bit of rhythm. You know, at this point in the ball game, I'm just looking for any positive you can get out of it. Down to 22. The closest they've been since halftime.
For both of us, this was our man that we tipped for the MVP this season. Always a bit hard when you get posed that question before a game's been played, but we both went with Sam Froling. Who's going to be right up there with him?
Well, that's an excellent question. You know, there's a few players throughout the league that I think certainly you have to mention. Rob Lowe, who was very close to it.
Reigning MVP, of course.
You know, reigning MVP, but very close to that level of production already in this season, even though they're not winning at the same rate as Flynn Cameron somehow finds a way out of that one. You know, a lot of MVP is tied together with who's playing well. With the Saints, you know, who's going to be the guy who steps up off that? Hiram Harris, I think, is certainly probably the leading candidate if you're looking at them right now. And he was a guy who I thought was on my list for who was going to be the MVP last season. He was my preseason pick. And he's having that type of effect on the game this year.
I'll add a name that Hiram Harris will actually be playing against tonight. What about Kamani Lawrence for the Nuggets?
I'm interested to see, you know, as teams start to figure out his offensive game a little bit more, as Flynn Cameron.
Oh, nice.
To the hole, showing some athleticism with the smash. Kamani Lawrence, he showed great offensive ability up to this point. Take another look at Flynn Cameron. Blow by on the drive, and Phil Carr just says, go ahead, have 2.
Get up, young man.
the late rotation. But he's got an interesting game. You know, he doesn't have a lot of perimeter prowess. Haven't seen him shoot from outside 15 feet just yet. So I'd like to see what the scouting reports say 3-4 weeks in to see if he's still able to find that kind of efficiency inside the arc without an ability to draw people outside in the jump shot.
I'll tell you one guy we've seen over the last couple of weeks do some pretty good things for the Hawks. Isaiah Moore looked very good against the Jets on Thursday night. Huge turn of speed.
Well, him and Rasmussen in that backcourt are a really nice pairing. Not a ton of size, but the speed they have, I think, really fits with the style of play they have. You know, Natai probably playing a lot of that power forward position. Josh Roberts coming over in an undersized big, so that speed that they have going up and down the floor with Lucas Sutherland as well. I think the style they play, they're going to really depend on those five. And looking much better than what I predicted them to be previous to the season.
Always fun to be talking about season MVPs 3 games into round 3. But here we are.
Yeah, there's we've had to pull out the chat pretty early in this one.
73-44, just under 7 to play. Looking forward to catching up with Andrew Mulligan in commentary for the Nuggets and the Saints. And I believe Lindsay Tate is with us tonight as well.
Says Elaine. About time we got him back on the mic.
What an absolute star of this competition, Lindsay Tate. Great to have him with the Sky Sport commentary team in season 2024. Phil Carr adds 2 for the fight.
Putting in some work on that boards. 4th of the game, 12th rebound overall, up to 9 points now. Sniffing out a double-double.
Oh, Davison landed a blow before and lands another big one. Nice game this afternoon.
Love to see him develop that jump shot more. I think when you're talking about where he's going to be able to get to as he scores his 17th point of the ball game on that triple, so much of the highest level of his ability to reach is based on what he can do for that jump shot. But defensively, he's got a lot of tools that you need at the next level already.
It feels like we've been talking about Carlin Davison as a rising star for so long now. 5th season in the Sal's NBL. Holland is tangled up.
He's a 16-year-old up at the Showdown back in the COVID days.
Yeah, that's right.
It was the first time we saw him, and still coming into his own, still learning the game, I think, in a lot of ways. But I just really do think that he's got a lot of untapped ability that is starting to come to the forefront.
So many players, of course, emerged from that bubble, that Showdown bubble in 2020. Jackson for 3. Alex McNaught was another. Got an opportunity with the Giants. Is still there today.
Naughty got another year on the contract as a developmental player, I believe.
Here's Cameron. McCarron. Tobias Cameron. Baseline drive. Found a gap. How good is that, Tobias Cameron?
Just enforcing his will on that possession there. Strong drive. He's a physical player. And took it down to the grindhouse for the finish.
Game high margin, 32. Jackson banging bodies. Davison commits the foul. Not sure he's too worried about that though. Jackson will head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
The Fire certainly looking at ways to get out of this ball game. Just can we get back on the bus, get on the plane, let's get moving. Flush this one away, move it on to the next one, because this is not what they were hoping to see against the Taranaki team that is proving their bona fides as championship favorites, or on the short list thereof.
Spoke about the Nuggets and Saints both being unbeaten, clashing later tonight. One other unbeaten team in the Sal's NBL at the moment in action tomorrow against the Jets is the Franklin Bulls. At the Stockyard, you got to see them firsthand last week. Your thoughts?
Another team that's underdone. You mentioned that they have a couple of bigs that yet to join. They sorely need them. Just Sam Timmons with a bit of tall timber, but man, how about that Luther Muhammad? Fantastic offensive ability, averaging 32.5 in his 2 games, and that mid-range is silky smooth. And veterans around him, so that's I think a team that's built to return to the postseason, but a lot of water to go under that bridge.
Don Kelman Poto, of course, to come into that team. So too Jordan Hunt, although I've already traded him out.
Well, if we actually lock down every player that you said should be traded I don't think anybody would still be looking the same, at least in jersey style as well.
Got to create some talking points. The gig, the business we're in.
So what to talk about trades? It would be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how that's utilized by teams. I know there's going to be some trades. There's going to be some trades.
How many do you think?
Give me an over-under.
5?
I will go. I think 5. So my 4.5. I'm on the over.
Okay, I'm with you. I think that'd be a good outcome in year 1 as teams and GMs and players get their head around the new trade window in the competition. That, of course, comes up after round 7. 66 hours of phone calls. One man who won't be traded is this man right here. Sam Froling adds another 2.
Just enforcing his will on the post. Too much size, up to 22 points to go with 12 rebounds and doing it with efficiency. 8 for 15 from the field.
Davison's got 20. Flynn Cameron's got 18. Jackson for 3, leaves it short. Here is Flynn Cameron. Head of steam. Somehow got the shot up. Froling there. Another rebound, another 2.
Running the lane, Froling up to 24 points now. Because I thought Flynn Cameron was going to try and get that to Froling, but he said, you know what, just clean up the mess on the glass. Get another rebound as well, number 13.
I'll tell you what, if you had Davison running with him. Dunstan into the game now for the Phi. Bazant for 3. He leaves it short as well.
Once again, shot clock rolling down for the Phi. Taranaki so active defensively.
Tobias Cameron, heavy on the hand. Well, we've spoken about the Phi being the new kids in the NZNBL. Had a win in the opening round against the Hawks, went down to the Tuatara last week. Jackson's just caught one across the chops. What do they take out of this game? Because everything is a learning lesson, good or bad. Matt Lacey, we know his credentials as a coach. He's a rising coach here in New Zealand. What do they take out of this?
Well, I think what they need to understand right now is if they've got real, top half of postseason aspirations, this is the level that you need to play at. Out the block, they just weren't able to really match what was coming, and they're going to have to find some ways to deal with those teams with real true size in this competition. There's not a ton, but Froling, Rob Lowe, we saw him cause the Phi a lot of problems last week as they pulled away in the second half of that ball game. So, they've got these Jackson, Phil Carr, decent sized bigs, but not really matches for those those true trees in the post. So, gonna have to find some scheming to get around that.
Here's Jackson. Came in averaging 22. Had 22 on debut, I should say.
Still an average of 1.
Yep, he's got 12. Bailey, Dunstan, that big left mitt reaching in. Commits the foul.
Q off to the line.
Just plays a great role, doesn't he? We've seen him do this since he came back from college in the States. Quentin Bailey, he's back in his home territory now. The Taranaki region. Local farmer, of course.
On the cows, doing the dairy work. He's had some big games last year. Of course, none bigger than when he was able to get the steal in the bucket late in the year to secure a win for the Airs. It's a bit of a reset for them. They were never able to sort of get going with some late inclusions into their lineup. They made amends on that this year. This is a team that, outside Flynn Cameron, everyone was here before the season started. Maybe a day before the season started, but still before the season started.
Quentin Bailey has...
hello. Changes his mind there.
Seen it all this afternoon.
That'd be a tough move if you could get away with it. Jaden Bazant, leading scorer for the Phi with 13. 12 for Vance Jackson Jr. And 3 of 10 shooting, 1 for 7 from deep. And for this Phi team, they're going to be dependent on the tray ball. Just 25% from there today.
Quentin Bailey, of course, spent some time with the Rams and the Hawks. Here he is. Nice little high-low action. Minnie with the rebound. Looked like he came down awkwardly. Back on his feet. Oh, banking it in for 3. Tobias Cameron. No, it's not.
Nico Hill.
Nico Hill into the game.
Nico Hill's had some of the bench mob is cleared out. Nico Hill, very influential early in this one. That's deep. About 4 feet behind the arc.
Happy with that. Having a chat with his teammates on the sidelines.
Up to 88 now. A 37-point lead.
Biggest of the game. So the Airs are finishing strong. Can the Whai do something special here? Jackson, 1 up fake, 2 up fake. Draws the foul. He's headed back to the Chemist Warehouse.
They're very deliberate in this fourth quarter, have been the Whai.
Not sure that Elijah Mini will stay out on the floor too much longer. And there we go. Right on cue. Mini and Rakawa both taking a seat.
And checks Morgan Trott for his first action of the ball game. And now, I believe Xavier Adam now also got in, so this should be all players for Taranaki have touched the hardwood.
Great opening day for the Taranaki Airs at home for the first time earlier this afternoon in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. A 42-23 win, so they've certainly been impressive in both games against the Whai. 2 big victories. And as we know, every point counts in season 2024, so the percentage is going to go skyrocketing today for the Airs.
Bailey just a bit short on that one. Shot it from 7, went about 6.
Jackson dancing away on the perimeter. Just over to 1 to play.
25 points for the Whai in the first half, 28 here in the second. This will be their lowest total as a franchise, young as they are.
Young Xavier Adams got the blonde tips.
My question is, are they taking a bus back to Taronga? Because that's going to be a long ride tonight.
Could be a long time sitting at the airport as well, if they're taking a flight. Xavier Adam, by the way, with those blonde tips, reminiscent of a favourite son from this region.
Well, you pulling the Boucher out.
Dylan Boucher.
The Bobby Boucher.
He's from here.
He certainly is. Every time we used to drive into Taranaki, you would point to the tennis courts and let me know that that's where him and Ramps used to play tennis.
Right.
And I'd say, I know, Dad.
What a thrilling story that is. Getting up over the top to
They have to call the charge.
Oh, no.
They didn't want to call it. They didn't want to call it, but Nico Hill takes it.
Been one of those days.
Tory Lewis trying to get the bucket counted. Good effort.
Every point counts.
Yeah, it does, but the bucket doesn't count when you charge through somebody. Good call there. Nice job, Nico Hill, putting the body on the line with 38 seconds left and up 33.
That Taranaki chant is up and going. Gee,
Hey,
we've missed that.
I don't mind it here with 40 seconds left when you're up 30. This is when you pull it out.
Well, we're going to get 30 seconds straight of it. That's what's going to happen. Nico Hill to Xavier Adam for 3.
Well, complete performance by Taranaki today.
Well, we've spoken about the Whai and what they take out of it. What about Sam McKinnon, Casey? What does he take out of it?
Nothing. I mean, really, like, when you're up 30 like that, you know, good job, good preparation. But on to the next one, we're going to be tested. I like the defensive effort, but I'd like to see 40 minutes of that effort, you know, even if we are up big. And you know, coaches are never satisfied, even when they win by 33.
Great afternoon for the Taranaki Airs. A win in the Rapid League, a win in the Sal's NBL. Home by 33, comprehensive and commanding right from the outset. They led by 19 at quarter time. A blistering start led by Flynn Cameron. Sam Froling, a star. Carlin Davison thrilled us with plenty of highlights. Rated E in season 2024. Entertainment today from the Taranaki Airs. Let's have a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats.
Oh, you mentioned Froling, you mentioned Davidson and Cameron. They led from the front scoring-wise. Vance Jackson Jr., despite foul trouble, gets up to 14. Jaden Bazant, tough early, and just a 1 triple in the second half, the lone leading scorers. Rebounds led by Sam Froling with 13, Phil Carr with 12, but overall Taranaki just dominated the glass to the tune of 51-34. Total team effort, as you see everybody up there. The assists, Mitch McCarron, of course, with 6 of them, directing traffic quite nicely, but Sam Froling getting involved as well with 4. Cruzborough Hunt, tough shooting night, didn't get a lot of action, but 5 assists in total. Blocks, Carlin Davidson, he was patrolling that paint, making things difficult. Into the steals, not as many as you'd think for the Airs, who came in leading the competition in steals at about 9 per game, only 3 today, but they did not need it. Dominating this FI squad from start to finish, just never letting them get a breath of oxygen.
Next up for the Airs, they take on the Saints in the capital. What a game that is in round 4.
It's going to be, I think, a little bit more highly paced, a little bit closer. Certainly a bit tougher for the Airs when they get down there.
Well, let's have a look at what's coming up in round 3. Andrew Mulligan and Lindsay Tate, no doubt, will be warming up right now and getting ready for this huge game tonight. Sky Broadband Rapid League live on Sky Sport from 6:30. From 7:30, put everything down. Hope you finished your dinner by then. Sal's NBL, Nuggets and the Saints go in unbeaten. Rams and the Tuatara tomorrow. That one also live and free on Sky Open. Grand final rematch. Can't wait for that. The Bulls and the Jets tomorrow night. And then there is one game on Monday night. Monday night hoops in the Sal's NBL. The Sharks and the Saints.
Love some Monday night hoops. Of course, stay tuned. We got hoops coming up not too far from now.
Looking forward to it as the FI trudge off. It's been all the Airs this afternoon, home by 33 on behalf of the team here at Sky Sport. Casey Frank, hope you've enjoyed it. Andrew Mulligan, Lindsay Tate, not too far away. Big night of action coming your way in the Sal's NBL, Nuggets and the Saints. Enjoy.